Hello, welcome to Glory Goals.
Hello.
Hello. We're
Beat you
back.
to it.
Oh,
No, that's
Who's
Gail.
that?
Who's standing on a train station?
No, so they're doing. She's doing a netball quiz.
goal attack. Goal attack. That's netball, isn't it?
She's a shooter. She's a goal shooter. Well, she
Goal
was.
shooter.
Damaged her knee now, so she can't do it anymore.
Ah.
It's like off Skyrim. Well, I used to do that till I took an arrow to the knee.
Isn't that Theron?
Yes.
He
gonna
dishes it
say-
out.
Is the back of Gail's card? Is it shooter?
He's got a shooter.
Can't you tell we've been in lockdown for too long?
Oh no. It's been forever and a day.
Yeah.
Like it's been like months since I've picked up dice or picked up a widget or done anything like that. It's just mad.
I agree.
Oh, you can't talk, Rich.
Yeah, you've actually managed to
You're gaming loads.
Getting loads of action at home.
I mean, I'm getting action. My Switch is taking a hammering.
Your wrists are killing you.
Yeah, nearly broke my bracelet.
For nondescript reasons.
Does your G? How many G4? How many Gs does your bracelet stand for?
GG.
Oh, this is a train wreck already.
It's fine. It's fine. We always start off like this. It's fine. Well, we haven't seen each other for months.
I saw Rich.
You did.
Last
Well, no,
week.
to be there, then I saw Luke because he stopped by for his bits.
Yeah.
I ain't seen Dave for months. There we go.
Yes.
Have I not?
No.
He's been on an adventure.
Going on an adventure.
Oh, so yeah. So we've kind of. Hang on, I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm currently just building, faffing
Yes, you
around
do.
the door. So
You do.
during lockdown, we're all workers, aren't we? We've all been working. We haven't been
Yes.
fortunate enough to have time off.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a cheeky bit of furlough for a bit. Been nice.
I'd like a little bit of furlough.
I've
to be honest-
been taking annual leave because my kids being at home means that I can't get anything done working from home. So every day I'm not in work, so I'm rotated on. We do day shifts where we have to do like training and stuff. Any of those days I've been taken off as holiday, so I've actually managed to use all of my holiday for this year whilst on.
That's not good, is it?
right.
What you can do when
I was
lockdown
going to say,
ends?
when does your holiday reset? Is it
August.
December?
Oh,
No,
August, right.
This is on your birthday month.
Because mine goes April to April. You're like, I've used all my annual leave. I was like, Jesus, it's June, it's July now.
August
Yes,
to August.
mine-
So, we have to use it anyway. The only thing is, a lot of people are probably going to carry like 20 days over or something. But
Nice.
Nice. Should pay it off.
yeah, I just burned through mine. Saves I'm going to try and
Okay,
find it
forget
next year.
I'd like to be paid off for mine, but hey,
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, that's a weird thing because currently I'm working from home. It's really weird, like because I know you're used to working from home, Rich, but I'm working a lot from home, and like I go from bed to downstairs to computer to bed.
Going to bed in the middle of the day, Luke, doesn't count.
No, I just went for my morning coffee. I just go and log in, start work, and then go for a nap.
2 hours work, it kind of wears me out. I'm going to go back to bed for a bit.
Yeah, definitely. That's the thing.
Well, shift work is really weird because I'm like every now and again, like, especially at the minute with everyone on furlough, then all of our little various gaming chats kind of start exploding, and then I'm like, right, night. I was going to sleep for the entire day because I've got a night shift to work. So I just like wake up with about 50 messages, 50
I was
to 100
about to ask
messages.
how many messages you wake up to normally.
To wake up and catch up.
No, well, we thought we're going to talk a little bit. We just thought we'd kind of touch base a little bit because
Yeah.
with the
Imminent
some of
relaxing.
Yeah, relaxing of the I don't want to say the ending of lockdown because that's not true. It's more of like a relaxing of lockdown.
It is, yeah. Unless you live in Leicester.
Not Leicestershire though. Not Leicestershire.
Oh yeah, you're Leicestershire, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're part of the naughty boys. Naughty boys, Dave.
Oh, he's been put on the naughty step.
Responsibly social distancing myself, thank you. No, I think this is it's just the first of many. I think these are going to spring up as we go through, especially considering the carnage that is about to unfold on the 4th of July. Because I don't think anyone's going to be able to control themselves when the pubs reopen.
Do you think A&Es are going to be just full of people just out of it?
I dread to think. I mean, British people can be embarrassing sometimes when it comes to drinking.
It's true.
And they've not been allowed to go to the pub. It comes in pints. But they've not been allowed to go for a drink in a pub for 3 months. So suddenly reopening them again all at once is just. I'd like to be proven wrong, but I think that's a recipe for disaster. It's going to be horrendous. But we'll have to wait and see, I suppose.
So my next question of do you fancy going for a pint on Saturday ain't going to be down well.
No, all right. It's all good.
No.
I presume you'll be going out on Saturday, Luke.
I don't know. Why?
Yeah, you will be.
I like a drink. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I reckon you've been hankering for a pint.
I've been drinking
cider.
I've been. Yeah. It don't look as good.
There's a. Isn't there a pub at the bottom of your street that's probably going to be reopening?
I don't know I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing Saturday, to be honest. But
there's an Elton John impersonator on.
But if it's really, if anywhere's really busy, I won't be going. Out because working in healthcare, it's not the wisest decision, is it?
It's the same so anyway, really.
Yeah, but yeah. So anyway, enough doom and gloom. So the reason we thought we'd have this is with the easing of lockdown, we're looking at we're able to start recording again and actually playing games and stuff like that. So we thought it'd be good to talk about what's going on with GG, what's kind of our plans going forward, with events, GG Masters, filming schedules, any other events that we want to run, that kind of stuff. And then also look at some new games that you guys in particular have been doing. So for those of you who don't know, we've currently got a Vassal tournament going on.
Which is too late to join, but
too late to join. It's round.
Feel free to view and watch as it unfolds.
It's currently round 2. There was 45 players. I want to say 45 players. I think.
Good turnout.
Yeah, good. So, considering we just thought, we ain't been about. We've been a bit quiet for a bit. Let's just crack some. Let's do something. Let's do something for the community and that, and then. We popped that up and it just went crazy. I was only expecting about 16 to 20 people signing up and just, cool. It's on round 2. So it's around a week and some big names. Big names in it. Lots of big names.
Yeah. Do we have any decent match? Do we ever have any sort of like good matchups in the first round or?
I mean, I don't think any big people because it's got like Dan Harwood's in it, Steve Easton's in it, David Cameron's in it. That what?
You said Dan Harwood's in that. I went who?
Oh, he's playing Shepherds.
Oh, okay.
So
is that the new hotness?
Oh my god! Honestly, the things I hear about them. Ugh.
So. I know there was suggestions. Was it Shepherds versus Rats for our first game when we come back?
Shepherds versus Rats was a suggestion for the first game, yeah. we have a painted... I think we need to get Shepherds on the chat. If anyone in the chat's got any suggestions for our first game, back recording, we've got all the guilds and everything, but Shepherds have yet to...
With things being relaxed next week then, are we recording next Thursday?
Yes, we'll have to adhere to the new guidelines of 1 minute. We've all been...
That's going to be the tricky thing because it's going to be things like we can't touch each other's models, so pushes and stuff we're going to have to be
I'm glad you added models onto that.
I'm out.
or pushing each other.
Yeah,
That's
like
bullying.
if I show up, I'll wear gloves and a mask.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
no problems at all with that.
Yeah.
And then I'll just get changed as soon as I come home.
Yeah.
So I've got no problem with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do whatever we need to do to get all the measures in place and stuff. We're able to socially distance in the studio.
In the loft.
We say studio. We're able to.
No matter how many times you say it, it doesn't legitimize.
It doesn't make it
Studio.
true.
It's a studio.
It is.
But yeah, Shepherds. They.
You're like, I have part of a loft conversion that we recorded.
It's a studio. But yeah, we've had. We've got. Shepherds. I imagine it'll be Shepherds' first game. From what I can gather,
painted some, hasn't he?
Yeah, what I can gather is it's a really, 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 really bad matchup for Alchemists. Like Farmers level bad matchup for Alchemists.
Right. So not that bad then.
What Farmers level? Farmers are an awful matchup, but yeah, it's I've been watching the Alchemist form going, how do we deal with this? How? Because they've just got so much.
I saw that post.
Yeah, they've got so much. Like they've got high health pools and such goal threat. So
the once and future Alchemist King has told you how to do it. Jamie Brewster.
Oh yeah, isn't he like the Alchemist's guru?
Yeah, I'd call him the Alchemist Guru.
I'm sure everyone goes to him for Alchemist's knowledge.
I think they do. Yeah, they do now. He's going WTC. He's in him and Adam are in England 3.
They like the caddies.
I mean,
showing your balls for you, Harwood.
Showing your balls, mister. they're both in WTC. So we're still WTC still going on, from what I gather.
Good.
Have you worked out when it is yet?
October.
Yeah.
I
thought they'd moved it to March next year.
This is one of those things where you're the only person who thinks that. It's just something. Are you trying to make us get the wrong time?
Did he move it? Is it moved already?
Trying to make us miss the flight, Luke.
Has it moved to October from somewhere else? Because he was talking about like different hotels and stuff last when he was on, wasn't he?
No, he was talking about skiing seasons because I don't know what the world's like. I said.
You think that all of Austria is covered in snow, Luke?
No. I thought all the Alps was covered in snow.
Are you one of these global warming deniers then?
No, I just don't really know geography. I think that's probably the fairest thing.
Do you know where Austria is?
Yes, thank you.
Where is it?
Germany, next to Germany, isn't it? Is it?
He doesn't know either.
I don't know either.
It is. I think it's next. Does anyone in the comments know where Austria is? I think it's next to Germany.
It's next to Switzerland, isn't it?
Yeah, well, next to one thing. That's a world map.
Okay, Google. Anyone who's listening, if their Google's just gone off, I apologise.
There we go. Right, let's have a look.
Okay, Google, where is Austria?
Europe.
It's right next to Germany.
It is next to Germany. It's also next to Switzerland.
Is it?
Yeah.
So we're all right then.
There you go.
So it's by Italy and all, isn't it?
Don't be saying it like you know when you're looking at a map of it.
No. You try reading it. Yeah, WTC still in October. Another captain's meeting happening on Sunday the 12th of July, so maybe another update there. Hi, Dyson Fury. And yes, we've checked the map, and it is next to Germany.
We've checked the maps.
We've checked the maps.
Good. On the bright side, at least we aren't flying. We ain't piloting.
We ain't driving the plane. Oh, so it looks like there'll be no USA team flying out.
I'd heard that. Yeah.
That's a shame.
That is a shame.
It's really.
They've got it bad over there.
Oh Jesus Christ! I thought we had it bad. Just drink some bleach. It'll be fine.
Yeah, just inject yourself with some bleach and you're
sorry.
Don't.
Please don't.
Do not. Luke
GG,
is not
do
advocating.
not.
Luke,
Do
no,
I
not
look-
GG. Luke is not advocating drinking bleach.
No.
The rest of us, it goes without saying.
Please don't drink bleach.
Luke, as the advocate for Steamforged, as the mouthpiece.
Steve Forge says, drink bleach.
No, Dave, wrong message.
But that's none of my business.
Hey, whoa. That's the sport. Luke's just confirmed Cleaners Guild up next.
No, I haven't confirmed anything. Okay, I'll tell you it. The captain's called Mop and the mascot's called Bucket. It's Mop and Bucket. Cleaning Guild confirmed.
What we really need is the Hairdressers Guild.
But to be honest, does Mop know how unpredictable works?
No, he doesn't. Hairdressers Guild. Speaking of hairdressers, I've got my haircut booked in at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning.
I haven't booked mine yet. But it needs it. I was deep in concentration, then trying to trim a sword.
What you doing? I
thought I'd do some hobby in our hobby hangout.
What hobby you doing?
I am. How does this work?
Do you want to pin that comment, Luke?
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
I ingrained American individualistic exceptionalism. Yeah. Yeah. What? Sorry, Dave. I said, what is that?
It
what
is
you actually built. I didn't know what it was.
It is a Sisters of Telerium model, which I'm building as some high paladin foot guard for Kings of War.
Ah.
Cool. Very nice.
I'm still putting together orcs. It's my latest thing. I don't know. I was saying to Rich earlier that I don't know what's going on. For some reason, I'm just hooked on
collecting models.
No, just Age of Sigmar at the moment. I ain't played it right. I've built and painted the 2,000 point Lizardman army. That's all done. Now I'm just building and soon to be painting a 2,000 point Orc army, Orc Angels army.
Nice.
Oh, I know this isn't the right time or place, but have you got a 50mm base I can have?
Which size base is that? A dreadnought base or a Terminator?
No, just a 50mm circle one.
Terminator's 40mm, isn't it? 50mm is kind of like I think that's quite a unique base size, isn't it?
Is 50mm dreadnought?
I think so.
No,
maybe.
I think Dreadnought's bigger, isn't it?
Dreadnought's a 60, aren't they?
Yeah.
Then probably not. Sorry, dude.
It's all right because I got that.
I can print you one.
Can you not use a flight stand for that?
It's got a flight stand, but this is the old one, the old Teto Echo one, and it comes with a square. It comes with a square base.
I could print you a 50mm.
Oh, Adam's here. So never played AOS. I've picked up Luminous Realm Lords. Yeah, print us a round base, 50mm, please. The Luminous Realm Lords. Oh my god.
Are they the new Broken Army?
I don't want to be the one to say broken up, but my god, they look right. So interestingly, on the the Warhammer community site, they put a thing up saying where they put interesting facts from like the Mortal Realms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they put did you know the Luminous Realm Lords use sadness as a weapon because they're all doing all like the light and that? And I said, well, I've seen the rules. They do look like they cause depression, but they make you feel so oppressed and sadness, right? So they have a spell that board wide, any command abilities you spend cost 2 command points.
Right. Okay.
So yeah. So You know,
This
you'll
is,
find
we're going to talk about games we want to kind of promote.
No, this
and
is fine. Let
this
him
is
go.
Luke. I know this is Luke promoting AOS by telling her how ridiculous the new army is.
To be fair, when it's my turn to talk, I'll be mentioning 40k and the new rules that are coming out for that.
It's fine. It's fine. This is like a laid-back chat. I've got lots of models to build.
Yeah,
but yeah, the elves. They've got the cow elves. Yeah, yeah.
I'm really sad about the models. I was so excited about Realm Lords, and
Teclis looks really cool. The rules look.
Teclis might look really cool. The model looks terrible. And the kind of the cow-headed guys with the kind of the weirdly long helmets with the absurd horns at the top. It's just like, what were
They've
they
got
thinking?
hammers, right? They've got these big mallets, right? They can't use them because if you want to hit someone with a hammer, you've got to swing it like that. But they've got this big helmet thing, so they've got to kind of swoosh it like that.
The cavalry look really nice, though. To be fair, I'm thinking of using the cavalry in Kings of War if I end up collecting an elf army in Kings of War.
I do think they're really nice ones. And I was saying to Rich earlier, if I was a better painter, or I could put time to make models look nice, I would buy an elf army, maybe like this type of model because I really like the clean aesthetic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I paint I use finger paints, basically.
Yeah, it's a bit insulting to finger painting, isn't it, Luke?
You just potato prints.
Spud painting. But yeah, so I kind of be very selective of which armies I buy based on like the
levels of Agrax you can pour over them.
Hey, basically no Agrax went into my lizard man.
No, just contrast. It's the upgraded version.
Don't be slating contrast, Dave.
Contrast is amazing.
It's a game changer for the average painter.
And worse, like me. But yeah, so yeah, I've just been going Age of Sigmar mad, and so's Dippers, to be fair, wherever he is. I think he's
probably out painting some Age of Sigmar.
That thumb on his forehead's grown considerably over the last 14 weeks.
Sure.
But that's not a mob, isn't it?
He's been getting his D&D on, isn't he? He's been doing online D&D.
Yeah, well, he's looking at doing some D&D with us because I kind of posted ages ago.
We should. I think we'd do. I think we'd be a really good D&D group.
Well, I've never played D&D.
I don't know how you've made it to 32.
I'm like a
D&D.
33. Oh no, we're not going.
You
I'm
forget
33.
how old
I'm 33. I'm 33.
Yeah.
I'm 33. We went through this last year before my birthday because I thought I was 33 last year, but I was only 32. So when I turned 33, I'd gained a year, so I time travelled.
Ooh. You got a year back.
I did. And what have I done with it? I've been locked in my house.
I was going to say, I think we all deserve a refund for 2020.
We want our money back.
Yeah. This is it.
But yeah, so I've been building and doing lots of Age of Sigmar armies at the moment because I haven't got anyone to play with. I know. Sucks,
I mean, I can't say sort of having someone perpetually living in your house who's constantly hearing me talk about Marvel. I can't say that's had any impact on her wanting to play, but she wants to play.
No. Well, yeah. Good. So your significant other wants to. Yeah, she wants us to run a Marvel event.
She does. She does want us to run a Marvel event, which I'm not opposed to at all.
Well, we're on our way to getting a lot of mats and terrain. And
basically, I've got all of the models that they've released. The next two boxes have just been posted, so I'll have those two soon. And I'm working my way towards having a full mat of terrain painted.
Wow, that's good.
So we'll be, as soon as this is over, we can all get together and play some Marvel.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep.
So we'll have some games recorded for that. which I'm really looking forward to.
Oh, well, I forgot. We had some viewer questions.
Oh, cool.
I'm rubbish at this.
You are. This is fine.
Not that one. That one.
Mike said, "When are you going to be Marvel Crisis Protocol on the channel?"
Yeah. That's kind of segues into the next bit. We had a basic structure.
Oh, sorry, that's what we were trying to do. We were trying to segue into that bit.
No. So, Michael Remy Rudsky says, "What shop, and in brackets, non-gaming allowed, are you really wishing survives the events of this year? What shops you really hoping survives?"
So non-gaming shops?
No, non-gaming allowed. So you can say gaming or non-gaming.
Non-gaming. There's a place in my hometown called Fab Noodles, which
The Shire.
The Shire.
The Shire, which does amazing takeout noodles in minutes, and they do a particularly nice one that's got it's like chili heatwave sauce, and I literally eat that on every afternoon shift. I'd buy a box of that on the way to work, and I'll be very sad. £5.50.
Bloody hell!
It's like a box of chow mein, but it's just really spicy chow mein with a nice sauce. And I should be very sad if that goes out of business, because I do love.
And they're not doing only takeaway at the minute, then.
Yeah, they kind of are, and they closed down for a while, and then they reopened for takeaway only. And I have managed to get some whilst they're in lockdown, but now they've had to change their hours as well, so they're doing restricted hours, 4 till 9, which means I can't get them at the minute. But yeah,
first world problems. Dave can't get his noodles.
I can't get my noodles. Yeah, I say.
Yeah. See, I was talking to my mates. They brought their kids, my goddaughters, over to see us yesterday, and they're hoping that all the soft play areas stay open because they're going to
there is that. I'm hoping that as well. Yeah,
because they're not allowed to open at all because kids have zero interest in hygiene and social distancing. so trying to keep a soft play clean will be impossible. So I hope for their sake they stay open.
Yeah. Well, I'll say it. We've got we had a bit of a
local food thing, isn't it?
No. Well, it's a coffee place, but it's one in our local town. But there was a scandal that they've reopened, but everyone wants them to be closed down, right? Because when everything got really scarce and that, this coffee shop, like a local independent one, coffee weren't even that good. Really expensive it was. It was artisan coffee, but we know how much of a coffee aficionado I am. It weren't great. Right. It was all right, but anyway, when everything
they sold their toilet paper off.
No, they were. I'm not even lying. They were selling They were selling 4 rolls of toilet paper for £10. And it was all over the local community forums and that. And now they're open again. Everyone's going boycott those beasts.
To be fair,
you reap what you sow.
You do. They deserve that.
I live in quite a small mining town, so.
Yeah, wasn't that? Didn't one of your local schools have to close down?
When?
Recently.
Oh yeah, one of the schools did, because a couple of students.
The teacher turned up, didn't he?
Yeah, there was a COVID outbreak with some of the things, but yeah. Anyway, that's not really a business that I want to survive. But it was just I thought it was kind of relevant.
True.
But we had a bit of a local scandal.
Yeah. To be fair, it's
it is profiteering off misery.
Yeah, that's not great.
I mean, to be fair, I want all businesses to survive. Is the reality, but except those kind of gift shops that sell ridiculous things to hang on doors and cushions and scented candles.
So you want Dunelm to close?
I want those to close down because my wife loves to go into them and buy stuff to fill my house with. So. I would quite happily live without those remaining open.
B&M Dunelm on the range.
Yeah, Dave is boycotting Dunelm, IKEA.
No, not those ones. Well, they'd probably do it as well. Our Dunelm in town's already closed down anyway, so...
See, the problem is...
I've already got that one done.
The thing is, there's times I quite like a trip round IKEA. But my
I like the
local
meatballs and the hot dogs.
I like the meatballs. Yeah. But our local one in Coventry is closing down before this all kicked off.
I know.
Gutted.
Not enough people shop there.
See,
Is the reality, apparently. No, apparently not.
You're getting old when you're like, yeah, all right, I quite like IKEA.
you get really old when you start getting rid of all your IKEA stuff and buying expensive real oak artisan stuff instead.
Don't say expensive tables. It triggers Luke.
Luke's got my expensive table.
Yeah, I've got one. Good table, this. Get a 6 before on this easy, can't you?
I like it. Yeah, I like that table. It's very nice. Better than the one I've got now.
You're on the round one?
On the round one, yeah.
Oh dear. But anyway,
what business? Is there any businesses that I want to keep open?
See, now I really want
Starbucks is open.
I want Black Dragon to stay open because that's our local gaming shop, and I'm all for that. So I'll be picking up one of the new 40k starter sets from them when they open up because support your local.
Oh right, so is this your segue into 40k now?
No, it's fine.
This is an entire episode of segues with no actual content.
What are you on about? I've finished
got content. We're talking about our favourite shops that we want to stay open because all the gamers have turned up for this.
I've talked about the local scandal with what they called the coffee shop in Bedworth.
Don't tell me, please don't tell me that their shop is called the coffee shop.
No, I can't remember the bloody name.
It's called Central Perk.
I'm not. No, it's libel, isn't it? If I name and shame them.
Yeah, don't name them. Don't name them.
What about Booze and Pet City? Yeah, Booze and Pet City. Yes, they were. Yeah, they had another. They were selling stuff for a fortune as well. We've got in Bedworth. It's on the road near me. It's a shop that sells alcohol, and it's a pet shop as well. So it's an off-license and pet shop combined.
That probably speaks volumes about Bedworthians, doesn't it? Yeah.
Bedwegians, I believe.
Bedwegians, sorry.
They just get tanked up and buy a hamster.
It's an off-license and pet shop as one. That's
to
genius.
Be fair, how long's it been open? Because there's clearly a niche for this.
Well,
if it's stayed open longer than a week, it probably is a niche.
Yeah, this is it. Pets at home should really open a bar.
They should get a license. I've always wanted to get drunk and buy a house rabbit.
Nice.
But yeah, I've finished building my hard boys now. I've just got to build 3 more. Oh, it's called Booze and Pet City. It's actually called Booze and Pet City.
Nice.
Ah.
That's cool. I like it.
But yeah, it's a great shop.
Fair, hold on, you get them cat cafes, don't you? Where you can go and have a coffee surrounded by cats.
Ugh,
right. So what if you had it a full pet city? So you can sit there and have like a snake like running wild around the shop or something like that. Running. All right. No, hold on. Running wild is a saying. I didn't specify that snakes run.
Slithering wild.
Slithering wild. But yeah, so I've been building lots and lots of Age of Sigmar and not playing it and being sad. But I want to play some Guild Ball as well. Yeah. So we established what game we're doing first. Shepherds and...
I don't know.
It's probably going to be you, Rich, next week.
Yeah, I'm working nights next week. First couple of days, so I won't be free until Wednesday, Thursday time.
Gotcha. See, this is the thing, sort of, why I'd like to do Shepherd's Rats. I'm terrible with rats, and I like...
play Shepherds.
Again, I've had more games with rats, to be honest. And
we've all had more games with rats. No one's played Shepherds.
It's very true. I'll have a flick through the cards, and if it takes me, it takes me. But the only flip side on that is, like I said, rats are one of your 2 teams. So it's a team that you're very good at versus a team that I've never played.
Well, I'll play Shepherds and you play rats.
Okay, whatever. Either way,
I don't mind.
Or don't play rats. Play
Don't
play
say
new
Falconers,
blacksmiths.
Dave, or you
See,
can
I
go.
want to play I want to play Navs, and then I'll let Dave play blacksmiths because Dave's got a right chubby on for.
I'm very excited
Cast.
about Cast. I like Cast in before she got changed. Now they made her even better. So I'm like,
here we go, hipster. Dave's
I've
got
got the
his
haircut
slicked
for
back.
it. So.
You got? Is that tied up, Dave?
No, it's not.
Is it
It's
a
getting-
mullet at the back?
It's getting dangerously long. This is supposed to be like. This is supposed to be shaved on the sides and just swept back, but it's getting stupidly long at the back now.
Dave, you're looking a bit like a model.
What, this model?
No, you're looking like a model. You were trained as a model. weren't you, to walk?
the catwalk.
Oh my god! I had some lessons at school. It's not the same.
It always
What
doubles
school?
back.
What school does model lessons?
I don't know. It was probably just like because it's just like options. It was just something we did on a Thursday afternoon. I did indoor bowls as well as part of one of my options. It was a proper random mix.
How? What era are you from? You did indoor bowls as a
The 90s.
lesson.
That's the 90s.
Dave saw
yeah,
the Spanish flu. This is Dave's second pandemic.
Oh, on a Wednesday we used to do abacus maintenance where you have to fix your abacus.
No, that was Tuesdays.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, I think we need to get some guild. But yeah, going back to Cast, how
What?
how Cast the card? How did it get out like that?
Well, I'm glad it did.
Someone must have had their Vet Catalyst glasses on.
Worse than that, I think. I think that the +1 def against counter-attack. No, it's -1 tack against counter-attack.
-1 tack.
Sure. That's 4-1 -1 tack for counter-attacks. Good luck, young man. Yeah, I've got 2-inch melee.
Well, there's plenty of other ones that have got like the double crowd out and stuff, haven't they? The crowd out twice and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's not unheard of.
Requires setup.
Well, so does she.
Yeah, if you're saying she's got 2-inch melee, Luke, then clearly she's had a lot of setup.
1 activation.
Yeah.
So from that 1 activation, she can get 2-inch melee and also
Plus 2 net hits.
+2 net hits. Oh, Zach's here. Hang on. Well, Zach, I'm glad you asked because this is part of the segue.
This is another segue that leads nowhere.
We filmed. Me and Dippers filmed some Malifaux. Unfortunately, I was still kind of testing out how to set the camera up at my house at the time. So it didn't record all of it successfully, and the lighting wasn't great because we've got studio lighting in our studio loft. But I haven't got any here, so I was kind of cobbling it together. So it wasn't the best quality, but we have filmed some Malifaux, and I intend to film a bit more because I really love Malifaux. It's a great game and really good lore as well. Considering I'm terrible at getting into the lore of the games that we play. I still haven't read all the Guild Ball lore. I gobble up Malifaux stuff. It's so well written, and it's so captivating. Plus, they put it in podcast format as well, which makes it
you're
fairly
happy
easy to digest.
providing someone reads it to you.
Yeah, I'll happily understand lore as long as someone reads it to
Well,
me.
there's Tales of the Free City that Beard did for Guild Ball.
Yeah, there is that.
There is that, yeah, that exists.
Oh,
he hasn't done. He's only done the newer stuff, not the kind of the old season 1 stuff and things like that. So
season 1 and season 2 stuff really good.
Yeah, to be honest, that stuff, the stuff that he has done, I had read because it was released in digestible small tidbits, and it was kind of just quick bits, isn't it? Really, rather than going back and looking at all of the stuff from the previous rule books. Although I think, am I wrong? Guild Ball released it, didn't they?
It's all on the website and the resources.
Well, I think they released it all in a kind of readable format, but maybe I'm
it's a big PDF.
Yeah,
on the resources,
just the lore. Yeah,
just the lore. There's a big PDF.
But I think they've taken it off. It's not like it's not the because some of it was like scripty writing, wasn't it? It was kind of hard to read.
No,
and
it's
funny
all
angles,
one
I think
PDF. Yeah, it's a readable format. That is a thing that they should do, is just release it as a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've said this all along, haven't we? That people would buy it if they sold it.
Yeah, I would.
So is Sherwin now generally writing sort of like fluff and rules for the board games?
He's doing a lot of game development and that. I think so. His role's kind of evolving a little bit.
He did. He was lead developer on Horizon Zero Dawn, I think,
and Resident Evil.
I don't want to say he was lead developer because I think it might have been Steve actually. Horizon Zero Dawn, but he certainly,
Horizon, I think.
Yeah, but he certainly had some input, I think. Yeah, so he's kind of moving into that realm. Which, you know, people want to develop, don't they, and grow.
Yeah,
true. Definitely.
But yeah, and Mythos. I've looked at Mythos before. I don't think I'm going to get into it, but I love Cthulhu. It's like a small-scale skirmish combat set in the Cthulhu Mythos world. So you can play like there's like a faction. I think the Miskatonic University is a faction, so you can play like what do they call them? I was going to say architects. It's not architects, archaeologists and stuff who are kind of investigators, private investigators, or you can play as kind of cultists and stuff like that. And it's another small-scale skirmish game, and they're the ones I'm really kind of majorly into. I think Kings of War is probably going to be my big battles game with a bit of AOS, and I might, if I can pick up a copy of Indomitable, I might play 9s, but I'm still not entirely sold on 40k. I've got a 40k army, so you know I can still play it whenever. I've got a painted 40k army actually. It's about the only army I've got painted. And it only took me 20 years to paint that.
God.
Nice.
But are you bored of Cthulhu? You know, since it became like free, whatever it's called, public. You know when it you never got to get copyright.
Copyrighted, yeah.
Public domain. Public domain.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's doing it. Sherlock Holmes just become public domain. So So Sherlock Holmes.
Some of it did. There's controversy, isn't there, around the new series that's coming out, because some of it isn't public domain. Some of it is still copyrighted.
Yeah.
For Sherlock Holmes, that is. Mythos. I mean, it's kind of weird because I suppose it's a lot of gamers and a lot of people in our hobby have the same kind of experience when they're younger. But I was kind of fairly isolated in my hobby. So I had a few friends that played Warhammer and stuff like that, but I was massively into H.P. Lovecraft and thought that nobody else knew he existed because I've kind of read these books and no one else really did. So I didn't really have anyone to talk to about it. So for a long time, it was kind of a secret. Not a secret. I actually did a book review on it in front of my class and talked about him, trying to get people interested. But yeah, so it was kind of one of those things where actually it's a set of books that I read that I didn't think anyone else really kind of bothered about or cared about, and it's really weird now to see people talking about it in such an open way that everyone kind of knew about it. And
so I tried reading one of them, and I felt it quite a hard read. I didn't.
Well, it is. It's kind of the oldie language. My favourite H.P. Lovecraft is a book, a short story called Pickford, the Pickford Model, which is about a ghoul that lives in this guy's basement. And so some of them probably are easier to get into than others. He writes of his time. He was writing in the 1920s, so they had a certain kind of level of language that we didn't keep.
Yeah, because I started reading Call of Cthulhu, and I've really struggled to read it, but that's quite a big book, I think, if I remember rightly. It's one of the larger ones. But it's just
the whole world that he created. I mean, I don't mind that it's open source, and I don't mind. Fair enough, it's everywhere. I've just backed an STL Kickstarter called Pirates versus Cthulhu, but I did that mainly to get access to some Cthulhu models that they were producing, and some of the pirates look nice as well. So I've kind of dumped that for STLs for printing. So I mean, I'm kind of happy that lots of people are doing it as long as they do it right. But yeah, this one's supposed to be good anyway.
Have you played
Carnivale as well, I'm looking at, and that's kind of got similar themes to
right.
Mythos.
So I had a demo of that at London Grand Tournament, and I don't think you'd like it.
No, I've seen it. It's like free running and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think you'd like it.
Why not?
I can't be careful. What I just don't think it doesn't. The free running thing and that, it's lots of like D10s and opposed row. It's like, well, I don't know. You like Drowned Earth, don't you?
Yeah.
It's a lot of, I do this and I can flip off there and do that, and you make a roll and you go, it didn't do it.
It's more thematic than competitive.
Yeah, it's more of a thematic style game where you're like, I'm going to jump down here and do this, and then then it's got the infinity thing of, the one they're jumping down, they're going to shoot you with a crossbow and stuff like that, and all.
Yeah,
I don't.
That's what just put me off about Infinity, to be fair, or put me off about that and the complexity of the whole thing. But yeah,
but Drowned Earth's that type of game. Well, that's another one that you want to play.
Yeah, I just need to put some models together. I need to put some paint on it and actually build some scenery for it.
Oh, that's something I've been doing. I've been playing Resident Evil, the board game, solo. I've been enjoying it, actually. I've actually been working my way through it slowly, and I've been quite enjoying it because I went all in on the Resident Evil 3 Kickstarter.
Yeah.
But I've been quite enjoying that, in the evening. Watch you play a bit of Resident Evil.
I've been debating because Rightbusters turned up, and that was kind of something I've been looking forward to, and it's now arrived without.
Nothing, Jack. You've missed absolutely nothing. Jack, you've missed nothing.
Without being able to play with anyone, it meant that it just arrived with very little fanfare, and I didn't really get excited about it that much. So I did think about breaking that out because you can play that solo. Yeah. But I haven't actually tried any solo wargaming. I kind of feel like a lot of the time I buy this stuff, and it comes like 1 to 4 players and things like that. But I always think half the point of a board game or a game like that is to be able to play it with friends. And so I never really I know a lot of people have, social anxiety, and they enjoy the fact that they've got the single player options because it means that they can still kind of partake in their hobby without impacting that anxiety or making that anxiety worse. But for me, it's not part of why I do it. I like the social aspect.
I have enjoyed it because at the moment, I'm spending a lot of time looking at screens and doing stuff like that. Yeah. So in the evenings and stuff like that, if I'm here on my own and I can't go out and play games and stuff, and I can't be bothered to paint or build stuff, I'm like, I want to do something. I don't sit in there and just chucking a couple of dice and moving some models around the board. I was like, it's all right. It's all right.
Do you ever get tempted to cheat?
No,
because no one's there. You're like, I don't want to die here. I've almost finished it. I'm just going to make that a successful roll.
It's like when you're a kid and you've got those choose your own adventure books. You go, no. I didn't want to go to that
in the
page.
book.
I'm still in it.
I'm still in it. Doesn't count. Yeah.
Actually, Jack, one thing we're talking about shepherds and putting them on the channel, and we don't know what to play them against. That was one thing we were talking about earlier. I know that you're currently hating shepherds. He's playing against them quite a lot.
Or playing against them?
No, playing against them and hating them. They seem fine.
Just fine. Perfectly fine.
Anyway, which one of you two want to talk about your game you've brought to the table?
I'll let Dave go first. It's all good.
So we thought there's a bit of an element of structure. We're changing it, Gigi. We're applying structure. We are gonna
this time to better ourselves.
So we thought, let's put a little bit of planning into the show.
I love the fact that 50 minutes in, we decided to start talking about structure.
So we thought Rich is loving Marvel Crisis Protocol at the moment, and Dave is loving Judgment at the moment.
Well, I have played Judgment, and I have bought some models today, actually.
You are fully qualified.
You've played and you own some models. See, I'll talk about Age of Sigmar enough.
It's true.
This is true, and I've already converted dippers.
It is known.
It is known.
I'm enjoying AOS. I like it. I just don't. It's the builds that really put me off sometimes. The absurd builds that people produce that just make it, I don't know, less fun. I like thematic stuff. So Kings of War. I'm building this Kings of War army, and I think it probably will be quite good. But I'm building it to play with a friend, one of my best mates.
Not us then, Rich.
Wow,
no. that was over
the years, I've come to regard you all as people I've met. If no one's seen Red Dwarf, they won't understand that quote. But if someone has, then hopefully they will understand it. But yeah, kind of. So I wasn't bothered about being competitive and stuff for this one. But for AOS, it just seems like if you haven't got the new cool stuff, or you haven't got the hero that does this, that, and the other, then you just kind of you're a bit out of it.
How's your change oats coming on, Rich?
Getting there.
How's what? Change host.
Yeah, Jack says the new high elf dudes look amazing. If you think they look amazing, look at the rules. Look at their rules.
Yeah.
I don't. I must be in the minority. I was really sad when they came out because I was like, they just don't look very nice. But I must be.
Yeah, but the good thing that you'll like, Dave, is the army book split into two. So you've got all the classic elves. So you've got your horsemen, your spearmen, all that kind of stuff as one part of the book. And then you've got all like the cow dudes and like the people with the big totem poles on their head.
Well, they're nice models until you get to the top hat. Get rid of that top hat or put a different kind of hat on him, and they'd be excellent models, lovely.
Yeah.
So we just don't want to buy a box of models that I have to not use the heads for, and want to have to put a different head on them.
And you heard of a head swap?
I have, yeah.
But yeah, what were we talking?
Sorry, we were talking about structure, weren't we?
If anyone's counting the amount of segues, add another one.
Right, yes. So Dave's liking Judgment at the moment, and Rich is liking Marvel Crisis Protocol. So we thought Rich can try and sell Marvel to the other two of us, and then Dave can try and sell Judgment to the other two of us.
Just to point out that all three of us have bought large amounts of Marvel, and all of us own Mats. But yeah, go for it, Rich. Try and sell it to us now that we're already committed.
I mean, like...
Who's going first?
I'll let Dave go first. It's all good. Mine sells itself. I'm literally just going to lead with, have you seen the MCU?
Yeah, that's it. Have you ever read a comic book?
Did you like Endgame?
Did you like Endgame? Yeah, this is the game for you.
Give me your money.
You will buy this game. It is inevitable. Yeah.
Dave, sell us Judgment.
Well, Judgment is... I'm going to put my models down now and concentrate, won't I, really? So it's kind of... I'll say new out. It's been out for a few years. It's a 54mm scale game based around MOBA. So anyone that's played God Tier or something like that is very similar of that ilk. Although in this one, you move in inches. Is a board or a map. Various different characters. It's factionless, much the same as God Tier again, because I think that's basically the idea of a MOBA. MOBA is just you have a hero or a different set of heroes that each kind of with each other. It's the actual game itself is there's 5 demigods that live in this shadow plane, and you effectively in a game the player themselves plays as one of them. And you're summoning heroes to battle for you in order to collect souls. And you do that by killing other people, or they kind of randomly spawn on the battlefield. And you're taking them back to the effigy, which is effectively a way of channeling that power back to the demigod. So basically, it is a circular mat with an effigy at either side. You each have an effigy, and the objective of the game is to destroy your opponent's effigy. So it has some health points based on whether it's a 3v3 or a 5v5. So you've got 2 levels of play. I was going to say... I'm not. I do love Judgment, and I am looking forward to getting into it. But even that won't make me catwalk live on the internet. So So two different sizes of games. So you can do 3v3 and 5v5. You basically pick your heroes, set them up, and you do battle. In much the same vein as MOBAs, they've got roaming neutral monsters. So monster spawns on the table as well. That is kind of AI controlled. It basically wanders towards the nearest hero and attacks that. So you can push your opponents into this monster and it kind of hits them and attacks them, or you can kill it for extra thing called fate, which is like the currency that you generate during the game. So it's kind of I like it because it's.
And what do you do with the currency?
Well, this is it.
Like
So
victory, is that victory points?
Well, no, because effectively what you're looking to do is destroy the effigy. The effigy, I think, has got 16 hit points. In a 3v3, it's got 16 hit points. What you're trying to do is collect the souls. So the souls spawning on. It'd be helpful if I had a picture of the actual board. But you have souls that spawn on the map, and you have to basically collect them. This is for Judgment? Yeah. The models themselves are resin 54mm scale models, and the guys who created it, an Australian brothers, got a bit annoyed early on because the models were selling painters buy them. They're kind of proper high quality resin miniatures, which is to some extent explains the expense, which might put some people off. But yeah, they were actually. The game was good, but the models were selling more as people buying them to paint rather than actually to play the game. So they might say it in jest, but they were a bit frustrated that they'd put all this effort into making a game that then the models were selling better than the actual game potentially was. But yeah, so you're trying to collect souls, and each soul you collect takes a number of hit points off your opponent's effigy. And if while you're holding it, it takes that number off. But if you get killed, then you drop it, and that those hit points come back again. So there's a bit of a seesaw. So it's not like always out. But what you can do is take them back to your home effigy and then lock in that point reduction. So there's a bit of kind of how many people do you want to throw forwards to get souls versus how many people do you want to suddenly kind of try and get back to your effigy to lock that bank those points. And you can also attack the effigy directly as well with your characters, but any damage that you do gets wiped at the end of the turn, so you have to destroy it. That's basically kind of you get it down to a low health and then charge in with somebody to finish it off. Because if you charge in and hit it and don't finish it off, the health will reset to whatever level it was at with souls being held, and your characters then flapping in the breeze. Characters get taken off, but they respawn. So you're never kind of tabled or anything like that. And every time your character gets killed or one of your characters gets killed, they drop a soul, and then that's effectively how you. There'll be souls that spawn. Yeah, so there'll be souls that spawn on the table every turn, but also when one of your opponents kills one of you, then they effectively harvest that soul. Unless they do it at range, they have to be doing it in close combat. There's lots of different characters. So there's like elves, minotaurs, orcs, or dwarves, or humans, all of the usual representative. There's in the story. I'm not going to go into all of the story at the minute, but in the story, it's kind of like it spans quite a long period of time, and because the Shadow Realm is kind of separate from the real world, excuse me, they're drawn from different times. So you've got guys with shotguns and boomsticks versus kind of elves with lightsabers, for want of a better word. So the kind of the level of technological advancement is different. So that's quite good. And you've got a guy who's driving a little dwarf driving a tank. Some of the models kind of put me off because I'm a bit more fantasy and I'd like it all to be in the same genre, but it does mean that you get quite a variety of models to choose from. And then there's different types. So you've got aggressors, which are your damage dealers, defenders, so your tanks, support, which who buff other people. What else have I said? Hybrids, which is a bit of a kind of mixture of stuff. So you can kind of tailor your play style. And the soul gazers as well, who find it easier to harvest souls that are floating around, and also some of them have skills that allow you to knock souls off other people. So if someone's holding a soul, you can make them drop it, and then you can try and nick it, stuff like that. So there's sort of different paths to victory. The dice mechanic's quite nice as well, because it
Is that true, Dave?
there are a lot of tokens. Well, because you've got souls floating on the table. If you haven't got a statue for your effigy, then you've got effigy tokens. There's a thing called shrines that because each map has like a preset of scenario. So when you buy one of the mats from one of the kind of neoprene mats, the map has got little sections on it, the little circles that tell you this is a soul spawning point, this is a monster spawning point, these are shrine points, and it's basically depending on the scenario. So there's various scenarios you can play on that map, and it will say use scenario 2 setup, and it will show you on the map which ones are which. So shrines generate fate. Fate is used for various things. One, you can go back to your effigy and buy artifacts which buff your characters, so you can give them +1 damage or whatever. Various different things. There's a whole kind of deck of cards you can get items to equip to boost your character. But also your characters have abilities that they do. So the dice mechanic I was about to go on to is when you do an attack, you effectively generate a pool. So you get 3 dice, and then you've got stats. You've got your kind of melee, ranged, or magic stat, which will be a set number of dice, and then you'll go against that person's resistance, which will be a set number, and then you kind of add those or deduct those 2 from each other, and anything left over is the amount of dice you add to your original 3, or take away. If you've got particularly high defense versus a low attack, then you'll lose dice, so you'll be down to like 1 or 2. So then you generate a pool of dice, roll them, and there's either hits, maneuvers, or kind of like or a judgment, a J. It's like a symbol, and the symbol counts as both, so it's a hit and maneuver. You pick 3 of those dice at a maximum to kind of count as your hit, and that can be hits, J's, which are obviously the best result, or maneuvers, and depending on what you want to do, you might pick different ones. So a maneuver allows you to push someone or push your own model as part of the maneuver. As part of the attack, sorry. So you might want to do 1 damage and then push away, or push them into a monster, so the monster then attacks and things like that.
So how do the pushes work? Is it like as precision a game as say Guild Ball and that, with your melee zones and things like that, or?
Yeah. So each character's got a melee zone, and it is fairly well. I'd say it's fairly precise. And the pushes, obviously, I can't remember off the top of my head, but they were kind of added together and all count in one direction. I think they probably do. But they are kind of, fairly strict. And there's things like there's hazardous terrain on the pitch that you can push people into. So there's like lava on the pitch, not pitch, on the battlefield, and you push them into lava and they'll take burning damage. And some characters do extra damage when someone's on fire and things like that, so it might be worth doing. And then each person has got a set of combat maneuvers. So if you roll enough maneuver dice, you can do a particular thing. Again, off the top of my head, I can't think of anything.
Like an ultimate or a legend, like you build up a pool
build up a pool, and effectively you can select something. So like a character play, it would be building up enough of these things in order to unlock that as a maneuver. And some of those particularly potent ones, it's combat maneuvers and there's also special abilities, but some of the most potent ones require fate as well, and they are like properly signature moves that are going to be fairly rare in the game. Well, you're not going to pull them off very often unless you're particularly rich in fate, which can happen if you get shrines, because shrines generate fate. So that's why it's another element on the board that's kind of tactically advantageous to hold. So you might want to move a hero over to go and take a shrine so you can generate some fate, so another character can do a big maneuver to kill the big scary guy and get the soul.
So how big's the board? Was it 3x3 or?
The 3, it's two different sizes. So the 3 versus 3 game is on a 2-foot diameter circle. So the board is square, but obviously it's only a 2-foot diameter circle that you use inside it. So that's fairly kind of compact, close in. basically you're pretty much fighting. Well, if you've got enough ranged
Good.
people, you're kind of fighting from turn one.
Right. Okay.
And then on a 5v5, they'd move that to 3x3. So
like a circle, a 3v3.
yeah, a circle of 3x3. Yeah, but obviously at the minute it's on. Well, they are on square mats, so you'll have like overhang. But you can always put stuff there, peripherals on the side. And in the starter box that I've currently got, that comes with a 2x2 mat, so board, fold out cardboard. So you kind of set up ready to play. I mean, to be fair, that's the reality of. They are kind of the major issues with it. Is you need a specific custom style of mat in order to play it. You can't just pick up another one that you can use for another game. So you do need to have the mats. Well, I don't know if they're printable. I imagine they probably are. They're fairly kind of free with their rules, and they're very good with their updates as well. They have a 6-monthly kind of patching and erratas, to make sure that nothing's getting too out of hand. They're very kind of hands-on, but it is their kind of their one game, so they're kind of very focused on that. I was going to say heroes get 3 actions, so you can walk 3 times, run around the pitch, or run around the battlefield, but you can also.
It's always going to be a pitch.
Yeah,
it's regardless of the game.
I'm going to pitch all the time. But yeah, so it's kind of I've played it 3 or 4 times. I was interested in it when I first saw the Kickstarter, because it was originally a Kickstarter game when they kind of released the first wave of champions. But again, it was kind of a lot of money to invest in a tabletop game that you didn't necessarily think that you'd have to get other people into. And then they did a second Kickstarter, and again I was tempted but didn't, and now I kind of took the plunge with the starter box and really enjoyed it. So we've got a very small burgeoning community of people who are all kind of communicating in the UK about playing it, but we're all a bit spread out at the minute. But I'm hoping we can kind of invigorate people into playing, because it is a really good game. And they were, I wouldn't say they weren't expensive really. And if you think about, you need 5 models to play. I suppose potentially in a tournament setting, you'd probably look at 7 if you're playing 5v5, or 5 models if you're playing 3v3. So a 3v3 would probably end up costing you about 150 quid.
Okay, that's fair.
It's probably a lot of money for 5 models, but actually those models are absolutely beautiful. And
considerable models.
They are big. They're kind of decent scale models, and they are all you need to play. It's not like it's like buying a unit, and you can just pick the ones that you like the look of, versus having to have all the orcs. You don't have to.
So is it kind of like God Tier then, but without the followers? So you just get 5 big models, or are these kits you buy, are they like a squad of dudes?
No, it's just most of them are single models. I think there's a set of little goblins that have just come out that are obviously a pair. Excuse me. And there's a halfling warlock who has a kind of monstrous creature that he uses. He's an aggressor, but he obviously all his aggression and damage is kind of fed through this monster that he summons. Rather than doing it himself.
Is it point buy then, or are all the champions worth the same points?
It's literally just pick. So you have your set of models. A lot of the time when you're doing kind of tournament style selection at the start, is pick and ban. So effectively you pick one, ban one, and then the other person picks one, bans one, and then you've got. So if you're going for a 3 versus 3, you pick a model and ban one of theirs that you don't want to fight, and then they do the same. They pick one and ban one of yours, and then you'd be left with 3 models, and you'd have to pick 2 of those remaining 3 to make your force. So you can't always guarantee you're going to take this particular model. That so even if an overpowered model does exist and everyone's taking it, everyone just bans it, or you have to pick it first.
I'd like that to happen in God Tier, like a pick and ban, like you take 5 champions and you pick and ban.
Yeah, well, that's been their setup from the very beginning, and you can do blind picking and stuff like that, and they have different, in a more friendly scenario environment, then you can just have all of the champions available, and each person keeps picking one until you've both got a faction force. But in a tournament setting, it's very much you turn up with your tournament 5 or your tournament 7, and then you do a pick and ban, and effectively both people have got some control over what they don't want to face. They can take out the one unpleasant thing they don't like.
Nice.
So yeah, that's it, really.
Yeah. So
I've played three or four games of it. It's really good, and I think the only thing that's ever been putting me off is it's a lot of money to invest in a single model, and obviously at the minute it's a kind of a growing community in the UK. There's not many of us at the minute, so it's kind of hard to buy into it when you don't necessarily know if you're going to play it that often or not.
They've just reduced all the prices, haven't they? I don't know if you've said that while I've had to nip off. I had a small person making a noise.
Yes, they did sort of have a price reduction. So, I mean, they've been pretty good actually as well. I mean, they're very active in their community on their kind of Facebook pages, and they'll comment and stuff. And Andy, one of the brothers, kind of did a video on why they were priced the way they were, recognizing the fact that the price point was an issue for some people. And we're kind of very open about the fact that distribution was a real problem for them, and it was basically kind of 60% of their costs. So actually they made the decision to go kind of on their own, really. They're doing their own distribution. So they can effectively cut those costs, and that means that they can reduce the price.
To be fair, I guess a lot of it comes from the exchange rate, because the Aussie dollar is quite expensive against the pound.
Well, I think they manufacture in pounds, or they manufacture in euros, and then they kind of have to ship it to the States and things. There's a lot of issues with it, and I think basically because I imagine this might be a problem with a lot of the gaming industry a bit wider, in that if you are kind of a local company who's got their own website and they're selling their own models, then you'll have one element of, you won't have a distributor to deal with. But if you're then kind of big enough that you want to do a distribution, then the distributors are going to kind of, haul you over the coals for money wise, because they can. You're a small fry, or you want us to distribute your game, but it's a risk for us, so we want 60% of your. Yeah, it's like the Dragon's Den, isn't it? Basically, they're kind of we want 30% of your business.
I used to love Dragon's Den.
But they have been very honest about the fact that it is also a kind of risk for them, because they've taken the price cut, hoping that it generates sales and generates interest in the game. But it's kind of they weren't never going to be hugely profitable with the distributors, and unless they get their kind of sales up, they're not going to be profitable now. So I'm really hoping they kind of does it for them, and I'm more than happy to buy some models to try and support them and try and get it.
How much is one of the heroes then?
It depends on the hero. So a lot of they're the ones I've just bought I bought an elf and an orc, and they're 30 quid each. The minotaurs, which are the kind of much bigger models, they were 42.50, and they've come down to 35.
So realistically, you're what? So for a normal, like a smaller size game, you take 5 to a tournament. So you're
for a 3v3 game, you take 5.
150 quid.
150 quid. Yeah. And then the only challenge will be I've got to work out mats. It's the mats that then the kind of drawback. They are, I think, looking at a format where you can just like play as many champions as you want or something, and on a square mat. But that's very much kind of in its infancy, and it's not how the game is intended to be played. I was just going to try and find some pictures of some of the models, but
because I imagine that with it, that's a sticking point, I imagine, because like say with a game like say Marvel, it's a case of everyone's got a 3v3, same as Malifaux, same as all the other games like that. It's bang out your 3v3.
Yeah, that's it.
Because like that was when I got my Malifaux, I was like, well, I've got all this terrain that I use for other games. I've got multiple 3v3 mats, so I was like, yep, cool. And then you don't mind kind of taking the gamble, like I'd take.
No,
it's not a gamble. Like I wouldn't mind. I'd fork out like 150 quid or something for like a game to go, yeah, cool, I've had a few games of it, the models look cool, the big models, and then but then if you go, well, I need to buy this
circular mat.
I'll buy this circular mat for like what 30 quid or something like that, but I can only play certain scenarios on this. If I want to play another one, I've got to buy another mat, and I suppose that could be an issue for it. I'll happily have a demo, and you've got the mat, so I ain't got to fork out for it.
I've got four of them now, 4 characters, and I'll be picking up a couple more at some point. So I've got 6. So I'm kind of thinking we'll get a game on the channel. You able to share my screen?
Yeah, share your screen.
How do I do that?
At the bottom it says share
There's a
screen.
button that says share screen.
There's it's a picture of a screen and it says share screen.
Yeah.
We're so professional at this. We've got this down.
Chrome has a bug that can cause screen sharing to crash on Windows 10. It's pretty rare, but if it happens, you may use Firefox.
Judgment Corner at GG Masters. There's always a Judgment Corner. I thought I had a Judgment Corner watching me get drunk.
The Judgment Corner is the TO's desk, isn't it?
Yeah. Or I just had a lot of people shaking their head and hang on, I can see your screen now. Wait a sec. If I add it to the stream. No, there we go.
There you go.
Look at that.
So they're the Minotaurs. I always think these are the kind of most impressive ones to some extent. I was going to show my favourites.
So I look really big on the screen now because I'm leaning forward to look at the pictures.
I'm a big fan of elves anyway, everyone knows that. So I'll go there in a minute. But I've just bought this one. Zonya, the Orc Warrior.
Oh, I like Cruel. I like Cruel. Oh, that 2-headed one's quite good. Skull,
Bone Storm.
Oh, I like him.
Sean, she's new. Orc Guardian.
Oh, I like
kind of play Orc factions. Rakir, I've got. He comes in the starter box.
Oh, I like Hacker, the shaman. Oh, let's see some dwarves.
Dwarves.
This may not be interesting.
Pyromaniac hybrid guy.
Oh, Pyromancer! Remember we played Darts on the card game?
Yeah. Dwarf druid, soulgazer, woman with big gun.
Go down a bit more. That's pretty cool. I like them. I like the dwarves. So let's see what else we got. Elves. Let's see elves. Hope other people find this interesting. I like the illusionist rogue.
2 models guy. Elf illusionist.
That's really cool. I mean, again, this is what I'm on about. With my painting ain't good enough for models like this. There's nowhere to hide on a 54mm scale model, is there?
True.
Well, I'm kind of constantly up against it with this paint. This saying Elf Priestess. I kind of struggle with that paint job on that model. I don't think it's. Yeah. I can't decide if it's good or not. I don't think it is, but she's So there's a couple of these guys. I bought one. I bought the Astariel, the Elf Fire Mage. She's the next one that I bought, and I should be looking at getting.
I love that illusionist and rogue. I love that model.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. The models themselves are absolutely beautiful, and they really do sell themselves. And I can understand why
people are buying them just to.
People are buying them to paint them. So,
the humans, look at the humans. Some will do goblins. It's gone through the whole range. Oh, what's that one at the bottom right? Looks like
human cyborg.
It's pretty like Rage. Rage lives.
He's kind of in the background. This guy is about 2,000 years old. And he finds this Styx bloke, and slowly. Styx becomes enamored with Zaron, and Zaron slowly replaces Styx's organs with undead cyborg implements. So now basically Styx and Zaron are kind of technically immortal.
Strong. I really like these models. Let's see the goblins.
There's not many goblins, I don't think. There's only a couple. There's one guy riding a wolf, and they're twins.
Like a warg rider.
Appeal to Luke's love of Lord of the Rings.
This is warg.
I think these ones as well are they've kind of got they've got a plastic resin mix now as well, which they've started to produce as well.
Yeah, I like the warg rider. Undead ghosts.
I think there's only a couple of undead.
So you need
one even. Oh no, there is a couple.
Ooh, the Death Knight.
He's coming out, I think. I don't think he's out yet.
Ooh. Those models are lovely.
They are beautiful. And that's what drew me to it originally.
Hey, is Zach still in the chat?
You're going to go paint some 54 models for you.
Zach, fancy doing some judgment if you're still here.
I can show you the mats potentially as well.
This is good. I'm quite enjoying this. We could do a regular thing if people bring a game to show us.
Show and
so that's
tell.
the map. That's the map that comes in the starter box, but obviously cardboard in the starter box.
Yeah.
And then you've got various different ones.
So like a 2-foot mat is like what, $27? Is that?
Yeah, $27. So the 5v5 is where it kind of gets expensive, but to be honest, 3v3 I think is probably good enough to start with.
Yeah.
With your tokens and dice, souls if you want them.
A lot of tokens, yeah.
A lot of tokens.
Dan was right. A lot of tokens.
Yeah.
You custom dice.
Does it use? I was going to say, does it use standard D6 or are they custom?
You can probably work out how to do it. It's basically there's a number of the problem being you get maneuvers, specials, which is basically a damage and maneuver when you get damage. So you probably need judgment dice.
Yeah, you need to
you get a set in the starter box, and you know once COVID's over, you could in theory share.
How many dollars for the prestige dice is that?
$35, but these are kind of proper fancy ones. They're doing a kind of limited run on. Normal dice are $10.
Gonna say, oh yeah, just with $10. Gonna say, prestige $35.
By its very nature, prestige is kind of premier, elite dice, effectively. Fancy dice. I like the look of them, but I don't think I'd pay $35.
How do you reckon it'd hold up in a microwave, Dave?
I wouldn't know.
Old Betty Crocker over here.
But yeah, I think the one big drawback is the kind of the larger mats are quite expensive, and I'd like to find a way of breaking out. I mean, to be fair, you could probably. It's not that hard to work out deployment zones, because it is almost a full mat. It's just the corners that you kind of lose. So.
Well, they do it in like AOS, don't they? Like or any game like 40k, and that you have like your different scenarios.
Yeah. You could quite easily get an overlay that would tell you, that would give you that.
Mark 12 inches there, 4 inches up, and that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Thing.
But yeah, that's Judgment. I say I've been following it for a long time, and I bought into it with the starter box last year, and then kind of didn't buy anything else. But now a few people have started. I've painted Rakir, and Bastion's half painted, and Gloom, who's one of the monsters. Oh, I didn't show you the monsters, did I? Well, I'll close it now. Or have I? No, I
don't know, Dave. Or do you want to pick the screen up? Let's see some monsters. I quite like this. It's like show and tell. Rich, what you brought for the class? You're preparing. Get
He's
your website
preparing now.
No.
Rich is just going to put Disney Plus and put like Guardians of the Galaxy on. This is what you need to know.
For a bit. Yeah.
Oh, I like the. Oh,
I don't think we can stream that, Luke.
Yeah, because we're well monetized, aren't we? What are we going to lose?
She's new. It's Terra Earth Elemental, and he's coming out soon.
So, are the monsters randomly generated, or
I was going to say, how do you pick which monster comes out?
I would be lying if I told you I knew exactly how it happens. It might be scenario specific, but I think these are kind of nice to have, really, because in theory, it's an expensive model for what is an AI creature that wanders around the battlefield.
There could be a base size token.
So I suspect that a lot of my games are going to have Gloom as the monster because he comes in the starter box.
What is he?
So it's like a little wolf kind of hellhound kind of thing. Yeah.
So is that the only monster you got?
Yeah, because he's in theory, the start box comes with him as a model and a load of standees for the other monsters. So you could run the other monsters, but with cardboard standees rather than the models themselves, which is,
Hey, Dave, I heard they do a monster bundle that's reduced.
On sale. $150.
They are for full models.
I was going to say,
That you may or may not use.
They'll be cheaper in the UK as well.
Oh, go up. Who's that? Dorgochan?
Demon Monster. I think he's coming out soon. He's a new monster.
And I like the Earth Elemental. That's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, the Earth Elemental I could see using in another game as well.
Getting ready to yeet some at
you. War. But yeah, just thought I'd show you those as well. So in theory, you can, if you want, you can buy those monsters as well to supplement your game.
GG are not sponsored by, what's the company who make it?
Gunmeister Games.
We're not sponsored by them. Unless you wanted to send us some stuff.
A mat. send me a 5v5 mat.
A mat and a monster bundle.
And I'll play a 5v5 game.
And we just need another 4 heroes and a mat and some prestige dice.
We've just talked about the fact that they're kind of, taking a chance by reducing their prices, and now we're like, we want free stuff.
We want it all for free, and we might play it.
I think I'd like to. I mean, earlier this year, probably last year now, actually, when we were doing our kind of what do we want to do going forward, and this kind of relates back to some of the comments in the chat as well. I talked about wanting to do like GG plays, and and a lot of channels do it. I mean, obviously we've kind of Guild Ball and God Tier was our major things. We diverged a little bit with Keyforge and other bits and bobs, but we've not really kind of committed fully to it.
We don't talk about Keyforge.
I like the idea of doing GG plays and just sort of playing a game. So that's why we kind of tried to record Malifaux, and we kind of got grand ideas about recording Drowned Earth, recording Judgment.
We've done Blackstone.
Yeah, with Blackstone Fortress. We did, Dark Souls, the card game.
People want to see Nemesis, the board game.
Yeah, I want to it's one of those things we can do GG plays, because the thing is, I think we've talked about this before on stream. People don't want to necessarily watch you play through every single game in a campaign of Nemesis because they want to play that themselves. Does Nemesis play as a campaign?
It's a one-off. No,
it's a one-off. Oh, okay. But I was thinking things that have got scenarios like Resident Evil. People might want to see us play Resident Evil to see how it plays, but they don't want to see all of the scenarios because they want to do that themselves. So it's kind of
Nemesis
one-off game.
A game each time.
Oh, okay, doing those kind of GG plays and just play a game to see, so people can watch it and see if they like it. And if they do like it, we can do more.
We ain't mentioned Ni no Kuni 2, the board game, is coming soon.
There's the Steamforged mouthpiece.
I've seen that played, albeit by Steamforged staff. They're played.
Well, you might see it played by another one.
It looks really good. So I'm very excited about it. We're kind of waiting for lockdown to be over, aren't we? So we can properly all get together and play it.
Yeah, so Steamforged have contacted us and have kindly offered to send us a copy of it for us to do a playthrough.
Yep, that'll be good. That'll be interesting.
And we've
I hope you've caveated the fact that it will be once lockdown rules are lifted.
So God!
I think that
properly get social.
I don't think Steamforged have actually said, "Hey, have this, but you've got to break lockdown to play it." I don't think that.
Well, no, I was thinking they might say you've got to do a playthrough immediately. Two of you can do a playthrough immediately.
No, but also there's a new God Tier champion coming soon as well, Kira.
I've been excited about that model for a long time. Because I saw the teaser art looked really interesting, and then you saw the models were kind of teased earlier in the year, and I was a bit worried about how big the bases are, and whether they're going to fit on the board that I built.
Is it the right size this time?
The right size.
It is the right size. Yeah. As I keep pointing out, the first one was the right size when I built
it. So, just throwing something out there then. For Judgment, if you're not going to use the monsters each game, do you think there would be scope for Judgment to bring them out in plastics?
Probably. The only problem is, in a weird way, I think plastic is actually more expensive than resin. So there's a lot of kind of upfront cost for plastic. So it's like a lot of people sort of say, small companies are doing hips. Why aren't, why isn't every company doing hips? And actually, volume is a big thing. in plastic production, and so I think that's probably, although we think it would be cheaper, it probably wouldn't be, because of the economies of scale. I mean, if they kickstarted it and had enough people, say, if they said, "Oh yeah, do the monster pack or whatever," and you have to pay X amount of money to get it in plastic, and it kind of worked, then it would probably economies of scale would be unlocked for them, because they're getting their money up front to make sure that they can actually afford to do it and be worthwhile.
Yeah.
But when you're just sort of thinking, "Oh, I'm going to move to plastic," actually costs a lot of money, and you don't know if you're going to sell enough models to make the money back.
How successful was the Kickstarter, Dave?
I don't know. It did all right. It funded. Okay. But I think it probably funded enough to unlock some stuff, but I don't know specifically.
Okay, no, I was just wondering because you're Mr. Kickstarter.
They did 2 Kickstarters. I'm just gonna have a quick look.
Oh, okay. So another game we've got coming, Super Fantasy Brawl.
Yes, September.
We've got a few sets of that coming for us. Like 3 sets between us.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Did you go the full one, Dave?
The full? Yeah, no, I didn't. No, no, I
The Dippers.
I don't know. I bought everything. I bought all the models. So I got what did I get? Yeah, I got all the models. I got the box game, all the models, and the mat. I think I bought as well. I can't remember if I did buy the mat actually, because I'm building my board for it. So I'm not sure if I kind of decided not to bother with the mat to save money. But I can't think what I didn't get. What was the extra stuff? You got base rings, did you? I can't remember what came in.
Me and Rich just went all in.
I went base pledge plus Forces of Nature. So I've got all the champions, but some of the peripheral stuff I don't get.
Yeah, peripherals where it's at. Where the game's at, 5x5 round map.
It's true.
Yeah. So, Rich.
Yes.
You're going to top that. You ready?
I don't think. To be honest, I let Dave go first, thinking he'd give me some pointers on how to sell it, but then he's gone and like oversold it, and I'm like, all right, Dave, good job, mate. I was hoping it'd be like a hold my beer kind of moment, and now I'm kind of like, he's doing a good job.
So you thought he'd fail, and you were going to bust his misery.
To be fair, I thought, if I'm truly honest, I thought Judgment would have been a hard sell. So I thought then a game like Marvel,
you're going to coup de grace him.
Yeah. Then I thought, well, you know,
the hardest sell for Judgment is the price. Yeah.
Cool. Perfect segue. Thanks, Dave. Because initially when Luke showed me Marvel, because he'd had a demo from Baby John. And I looked at it and I'm like, it's a nice looking game, and to be honest, I'm a massive Marvel fan, so I'm all over that. And Luke was like, come on, we'll have a demo and we'll go from there. And I looked at it and I'm like, I don't really want to get into it because I deem the models quite expensive. And then I just played the game of it, and I'm just sort of like, all right, yeah, cool. By the next morning, I'd bought 2 expansions and the box set and the starter set. I think by saying that it's a really well-rounded, well-planned-out game is kind of selling it really short, because I've played a lot of games, and there's some that you'll play one game of and then you'll just put down and never touch again. And then there's games like Crisis Protocol where you will play it. It will run so smoothly and it's so easy to understand that you just play it all the time. Like with, as we've mentioned previously with my girlfriend, she plays board games with like our mates. She knows how to play Nemesis. We play Dead of Winter, so she's not shy at playing games that can be a little bit complicated. But tabletop has never interested her, and she actually asked me for a demo of Crisis Protocol rather than the other way around. And then since then, we get sort of like 2 games in a week, and she loves it. So I think it's just got some scope that a lot of people will want to play it, and I think the license of Marvel is literally just quality. Everyone knows all the models that you're about to use. Do you know what I mean? and you just sort of like, cool, who do I want to actually do? Who do I actually want to use? And literally, I think there's 2 models out of all of them that have been released that I haven't used, and I've enjoyed every single model. And
Who ain't
none
you
of
used?
them. I haven't used Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight yet because
Right.
they're not painted. Because I say this in our group chats all the time. My girlfriend is a painting snob. She refuses to play it unpainted, which, okay, I can see. I think it will. I think there'll be a lot. I think, to be honest, there will be.
Well, we are already planning our first Marvel Crisis Protocol tournament.
They've got OP kits, haven't they, as well?
They have,
but I don't think we can get one because we're not store.
Not store.
Well, we need to
We
speak
bloody
to them about
should
it.
be. We've just sold Judgment.
We've just sold Judgment. Like I said, the thing is, it's sort of in our group chats of the local Midlands area, a lot of people have picked up Marvel. So we could literally run an event just based on the people that we have locally, let alone the people who would want to travel for it. So I know we're sort of we're accruing things and getting moving, but it's such an amazing game. Like, even if I had to demo it to people, I wouldn't get bored just using the same teams.
Well, I love demoing it to you. It was a fun game.
This is it, sort of, and to be honest, it doesn't feel like, for a game that runs when you buy your characters, they range from 2 points to, I think, 6 at the minute, because Hulk's a 6. And
Thanos is a 7, isn't he?
Is he a
No,
is he a
6. 7 with an Infinity Stone.
Yeah, and he can take 2 stones, which is great.
So he could be 8, yeah.
Yeah. But it honestly, for a game with such a small range of points, so to speak, the characters feel really well balanced. Like, there's in any game, you're going to get the odd couple that sort of rise to the top, and a couple that aren't quite as good as what they should be. But I've enjoyed all of the models so far. Literally, it's so well balanced. And to be honest, I think in games that use symbols, I think if you're using a D6, I don't think you get enough distribution of results to make it balanced. But I think as soon as you take it to D8, the symbols mean, like, they feel like they do a lot more.
So it's like X-Wing.
Like an X-Wing, yeah, exactly. Like an X-Wing. I think X-Wing has got such a large following, like a competitive following, even though it doesn't use standard D8s.
Yeah.
So I think as soon as you step away from D6, you can get away with having unique symbols.
Yeah.
Asmodee are a subsidiary of the same ones, Fantasy Flight, aren't they? So
yeah, they are.
It is that.
So they know how to make a game.
Standard kind of mechanic.
So, in terms of scenarios, the scenario way of picking a scenario for a game is quite unique, isn't it, Rich?
It is, yeah. So basically, if you were going to an event...
How's that for a segue? That was good, wasn't it? That was if I didn't really know about the game.
So basically, we've just been picking random scenarios to play just so we get a good feel of all of them. But I believe when you go to an event, you take 3 red scenarios and 3 blue scenarios, and you drop one of them and you put the other 2 forwards, and then one player picks a red scenario and the other player picks a blue scenario.
Yeah, I'll put it up on the screen, Rich. So Thanos' 6 can go to 10 with the right stones. He's going to be a tricky. Black Hole is definitely the chaos of Marvel. Low model count. Lots of ways to make up for.
I was really excited about the idea of playing all of the Black Order, and then realised that you'd have to be on like a 20, 21 point scenario to get everyone in there.
There are 20-point scenarios.
I just want to play Guardians. I need to get Nebula and Drax and Gamora.
The Nebula and Gamora box is
so
one of my...
most of them, then.
No, I've got Star-Lord, Rocket and Groot.
Yeah. The Nebula and Gamora box is one of my favourite boxes of the set.
Yeah. See, Richard's brought stuff to his show and tell, Dave. He's not just using a website.
I did think about getting mine, but they were under my bed at the minute.
They're on that high shelf.
Yeah.
That high shelf under his counter.
Exactly. Where is she? There we go. Like just the pose on Nebula
I love the poses.
Yeah, the poses are amazing. She's like I said, she's one of my favourite models in the whole set, and it took me the least amount of time to get her built and painted. So, yeah, to be honest, for someone who hates painting,
Yeah,
I love painting the Marvel models because the thing is, they're all different. Do you know what I mean? You don't all just go ahead. Oh, this is my scheme for my army. I'm just going to get bored of painting red or blue for however long. With all
I'm currently on yellow.
Exactly.
It's an easy colour to paint, though, Luke. It's not like
Yeah.
There you go. This is it. But to be honest, the thing is, I think the Marvel models, they've got a good range of. If you're a skilled painter, you can make them look amazing. But they've also got good enough detail that if you're going to sit there and slap a load of contrast on them, they still look effective.
Yeah.
if you're Jonah, you can paint Iron Man 4 times.
I wasn't going to go there, but yeah.
It's not just good; it's good enough.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, how the scenarios work.
So like I said, you pick so that you have a red scenario and a blue scenario, and generally there's one that you have to hold. So there's objectives that don't move that you have to obviously stick around and hold, and then there's others that you can pick up and move around the table. A lot of which affect your model stats in a way. So you can pick up the hammers. So there's 4 sort of I can't think. 4 hammers, basically 4 hammers like Mjolnir that you can, and they give you extra dice to your attacks and things like that, and they just crack on. So there's a lot of scope in the missions. So there's ones where you have to pick up civilians and transport them around and sort of evacuate them off the table, or like I said, there's the hammers, there's shards, there's all sorts of different things that. To be honest, I think
the ones that like slow you down. Is it like the herb or something? You pick it up and suddenly you can only walk.
So the herb. No, the herb you can still run, but you can't do double move.
So you can only one move action, so it kind of slows you down, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly. So because basically the herb one is a really interesting one because it's positioned at the opposite end of the table. You need to transport it across the table to your objective, and then basically you score 4 points a turn just by holding that. But it might only be turn 3 that you can get it there.
Yeah.
So if you can sort of interrupt your opponent transporting their herb, then off you go. You can stop. Do you know what I mean? So basically, the decision then at that point is: do you want to waste the model to try and transport it across the table, since there's not going to be doing a great deal, or are you just going to go for the hold objectives and just try and score points that way? Honestly, there's just so much scope for the game, and like Black Order don't care about objectives at all.
They get points for killing people.
They get points for killing people.
They get points for taking people out, which I haven't used them yet, but apparently they're very good at. And to be honest, I think if you then look, because obviously you can take models based on affiliation, or you can just pick models from any teams that you really want. Basically, anyone will work with anyone. But Nebula, again, she's only 2 points.
Oh yeah, so it is factionless, isn't it? You can just pick.
It is technically factionless, yes, but you do get affiliation, so you get.
Yeah, you get encouraged to pick within certain.
Exactly. But then, to be honest, some affiliations do work for any models that you take into them, so it's good in that sense. But I think when you look at Black Order, I think Nebula was balanced to be in Guardians and Black Order. Because, okay, she's only 2 points, which is amazing for Thanos' side because they're all quite point heavy. So you can have an extra model, obviously, for lower point cost. But anyone who's used Nebula knows that she can't hold objectives. So she's completely useless in an objective game other than attacking people who are, because she gets rerolls if you're holding an objective. So that she's perfect for Black Order, who don't care about objectives, but they will stop you scoring as well.
Yeah.
So I really like that the game's been thought out in that sort of level of granularity that they've tried to balance.
The playstyle matches the kind of the lore.
Exactly. This is it. But to be honest, I just belt and braces. I'm just loving playing Avengers. Literally just having sort of the last few games that we've played, we've done some 20-point games, which means I can have basically everyone from the first Avengers film.
Yeah.
Nice. What we talked about it, didn't we? When
We
more
talked about
models
doing
were
the
out,
airport, didn't we?
doing
Civil
the
War.
airport on
Yeah.
Civil War.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. And
So,
to be honest,
Ant-Man's out soon.
I think the only one we're missing is Ant-Man and Scarlet Witch.
No, we're missing a few more. It's War Machine. No,
No,
War
War
Machine.
Machine.
War Machine. War Machine's not out yet.
War Machine's out. Is Falcon out?
No, actually, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
No, to be honest, in my head,
Ant-Man,
it's
War
just big
Machine,
names.
Falcon. Yeah. Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Are they going to do the comic book Scarlet Witch though? I'm assuming because they've not. They're doing comic book versions, aren't they? Really?
Yeah, they've got comic book versions, but
Yeah.
they've got the rights for the comic book. But there's some of them a bit of a cheeky wink to the Marvel characters in the films.
Yeah, they are. You're right. They are.
I love the abilities because they do feel like the actual characters.
They
like
do.
when Captain America's got the I could do this all day when he's weak
Yeah.
and he can keep doing his defensive thing. I was like,
See,
yes.
This is the problem now. We've played about sort of 12 plus games while we've been on lockdown, and I think in all of them that Cap has featured, he's only died once because he's so difficult to kill once you've flipped him.
Yeah, I could do this all day.
You've really got to double down into it. So, to be honest, like
Baron Zemo's ridiculous, isn't he?
he is really good. Yeah, he is really good. Like for a 3-point model, he goes
It's
around.
the speed of him.
Yeah, because he's a large. So anyone who hasn't played it, you get templates. So it's not measured in inches and it's not measured in things like that. You literally have a small, medium, large template, and it's front to back activation,
like X-Wing.
Yeah.
Provided you played X-Wing.
Like I said, it keeps it really simple. There's no arguing about distance and things like that. You have to move along the template.
It is a little trick that Fantasy Flight do, and they do come in for some criticism for, is that it does they tend to make these kind of proprietary movement tokens and proprietary ranges and custom dice, and it's effectively kind of saying, if you want to play the game, you got to buy our stuff. Yeah, but by the same token, most of it comes free in the starter box. If you buy in the starter box, which comes with 10 characters, you're going to get all the stuff you need anyway.
That starter set is one of the best value starter sets out there.
There's very
probably
few starter sets.
Second only to Warcry, maybe.
Warcry, yeah. I think second only to Warcry because basically, but to be fair, I think Warcry cost more, didn't it, for a starter set?
Warcry was about 90 quid, I think.
Whereas
if you bought Marvel at full price, it was probably about a similar price. But
it's about 70 quid.
70 quid.
I think you can.
I got mine for 65.
Yeah, but this is the really weird thing about Marvel is that a lot of the game stores are selling it at like 5 or 10% off, but a lot of the kind of card stores and kind of Magic the Gathering stores are selling it for huge discounts compared to other things. Probably because they're tying in with because they sell comic books or whatever, or collectible cards, so they can kind of got their market for it if they can do the markdowns.
Yeah. To be honest, I think the only criticism that I've got with Crisis Protocol as it stands is that they're releasing the models too fast.
Yeah.
Not cost. Not inconsistent pricing.
See, the cost and the inconsistent pricing it's a bit of an odd one because if you shop around, you can get it for a decent price. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And to be honest, I think certain retailers, I'm not going to name names, but certain retailers sell based on how many they've got left. So it's not. I'm not saying Amazon. I'm saying other retailers have done that as well because
it's the algorithm.
Because I wanted to get Amy a Nebula and Gamora for her birthday because they're two of her favourite characters. But the shop I was looking at, they sold it me initially for 26 quid. And they've got it listed at 54 now because they've only got one left. And I'm like, nah, I'm all right. I'm not going to buy it.
I don't like it that much. It's only a 30. Yes.
Come back with just 40.
Hey, I got.
You said it, not me.
I got a jewellery as well.
I had a little dig. Yeah, no, I think it's fair enough. I'm only jealous.
I was going to say, when was the last time you played games with your missus, Dave?
Yeah, never. I have to keep sneaking my models into the house so she doesn't see how many I've got. Shouldn't tell her, she's only in the living room, she'll hear me.
I think so. You were initially put off with the cost of it, but I still think some of the models are expensive. But it's a lot of it's down to the licensing, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, this is it. But to be
They're going to
honest,
be paying through the nose for licensing from Marvel because Marvel can charge what they want.
It's a license to print money. But to be honest, I think as soon as you play it, you realise that there's been loads of playtesting. There's been loads of smoothing off the rough edges and things like that. It's because, like with any dice game, you get spiky rolls, but we find that as across the game as it goes, it evens out so much.
I saw. Sorry, Karen. Luke.
Something that they do that is amazing that more game companies should do, right? When you buy the models from Marvel, you know the fiddly little bits, like the little faces, the little heads, or the little tiny handy bit, they put multiple ones in them in case people like me drop them and lose them. More game companies should do that. Put spare little bits in. Fill your sprues with any little spare fiddly bits that you're likely to break or lose.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen it, and I want to see more of it.
Here endeth the sermon.
I think it's completely right. I think it's completely right. It's just those nice little touches that really go all the distance. And to be honest, even though you are paying whatever for a box, you're getting all the tokens that you need for that model. You're getting all the cards.
Yeah.
You're getting cards like tactics cards that every team can use. So
new scenarios.
You're getting new scenarios as well. And to be honest, we've discussed this about other games and things like that. Lack of scenarios is what kills games. And with this, you can because you can mix and match the red and blue cards, you can constantly have a new feel to the game. So yeah, man. I'm all over it. Like I said, I think the only thing is their release schedule is at the minute, obviously. Dispatches are delayed due to COVID and things like that. So you can't help that.
You can't keep up with it at the moment. It's insane.
But you can't. But that's what I'm saying. You can't keep up with their release schedule because they're.
I tried for a while and then gave up. I'm just going to pause, keep what I've got, play some games, and then just slowly pick the other stuff up. Well, my only concern is when the kind of bubble bursts in places that I'd never even heard of before Marvel came out, like Zatu Games. Chaos Cards. I'd never even considered looking at these places, and yet they're the ones that are selling this stuff at a price that I'm willing to pay for it. And if they kind of stop selling it, then I'm kind of like, well, I don't really want to pay 40 quid for models and stuff. So
I'm with you. This is it.
By their judgment.
Well, yeah, but I don't need to buy all of the Judgment models. Once I've got 5 models, I can stop.
Yeah,
whereas
that's fair. Yeah,
so it's the same thing. I've got 10 models from the starter box for Marvel, and I've got 4 or 5 expansions, of maybe 3 or 4 expansions as well. Before I stop. I mean, I want Guardians and I want Black Order and everything's coming out. I like the look of Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and Spider-Gwen.
Their affiliation is really nice. You get
Venom. Venom.
You get Miles, Ghost Spider, Spider-Man, and Venom.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's such a good affiliation.
They do look nice, and I like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's one of my favourite superheroes. Yeah. So,
but this is it. So there's what I'm doing as it stands is I have kept up with the release schedule, but for now I'm just going to pick up the new models that fit into the affiliations that I have, and then I'll be picking. Then I'll pick and choose. So I'm picking up a Thanos when he's released, and then I'll pick up the Spiders. But after that, I'm going to hold off. Yeah, it's fine.
Is Spider-Ham coming out?
No, not that I'm aware of. I haven't seen him in a.
From The Simpsons.
No, from the film, the Enter the Spider-Verse.
I haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh my god, you need to watch it. You need to watch it.
I shouldn't say it on YouTube. A mate of mine's given me his Now TV login so I can log in and watch it.
That's fine, as long as you're not saying you're pirating, it's fine.
I'm not. I'm merely utilising one of his free device slots in order to watch Into the Spider-Verse. So we're watching it, yeah.
It's well worth it. It's an amazing film.
Yeah, then you'll want Spider-Ham. I want a Spider-Ham model.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I really, really like Marvel. I really want us to start doing events. We need to get it on channel.
Like I said, I've got all the models painted. I'll paint up some terrain. I know you said you want to borrow the Guardians, which is fine. It's perfectly fine. So, yeah, this is it. So I like the fact that the models that are considered leaders you can still use in any team, because me and Amy played a game at the weekend where I used Star-Lord as a squaddie rather than as a leader, and he's just money as a squaddie.
I love Guardians. So
yeah, that's good. Like I said,
I love Lamp.
I love Lamp.
There you go.
And that's the thing, because Rich has got them all painted. I haven't really got to paint them.
Neither do I.
Rich has bought them all and painted them all. This is money.
Yeah. I just wanted to get a load of painting done while we were in quarantine.
So realistically, with GG going forward, it's going to be some more of the same with other little smatterings of things.
I think we'll stick with Guild Ball because we all really enjoy Guild Ball anyway, and obviously we appreciate that a lot of our audience comes for the Guild Ball. God Tier is still going to be a big thing. We still want to finish off the campaign.
We've only got one round left.
Mixing in other games.
Yeah, there's like 3 games left, I think.
So I think Marvel's going to take over for a while, and whether that means that we get low views on some videos or not, we'll kind of mix in some Guild Ball.
Yeah.
So people are still getting the kind of content that they previously come to expect, but we want to start doing stuff outside of Guild Ball, aren't we, effectively?
Yeah.
And
I'd like to do Judgment, Drowned Earth.
I want to do Shaky Hand Cam for Age of Sigmar as well.
I really don't like Shaky Hand Cam. I would.
Oh, welcome to Glowing Holes!
Zoom in on this. Zoom in on that.
No one's going to get that.
Look at that.
Roll some dice.
Argue about the rules.
Give me the card.
Oh. That went downhill.
But yeah, I mean, and things like, as you say, Rich, I'd love to play Nemesis. I saw it when I was on Kickstarter, but I didn't back it. But have you got Lords of Hellas still as well? Did you get that?
I have got Lords of Hellas, and they've sent the expansion for that as well. So yeah, I love
that. Always looked quite good. So things like that. I mean, I don't see why not. Because the thing is, normally a lot of the stuff we play is PvP. And it's kind of, 2 of us will be there and maybe one of us is there kind of sitting in the background watching. Normally Luke, because we're filming at his house, so he can't really go anywhere while we film if me and you are playing.
It's true. While we're in the studio.
Yeah, while we're in the studio. But yeah, it'd be nice to be able to play some more stuff that's kind of, 3 or 4 player, maybe some co-op stuff, so we're not trying to win. We're all kind of trying to beat the game sort of thing. So that's why I like the idea of Right Busters. Horizon Zero Dawn when it arrives as well.
Nino
Nunu Coney, whatever.
No, I didn't swear.
2 hours. We almost made it 2 hours without swearing.
Nino Cooney 2.
Nino Cooney 2.
And then Resident Evil 3 when it comes next year.
Yeah. But yeah, things like that. I like. I mean, I don't know. The Blackstone Fortress stuff didn't get loads of views, but I really enjoyed filming it, and I really enjoyed playing it as a group.
Yeah, we had Southend, didn't we? We had 3 in Southend.
But yeah, I think sort of more stuff like that, where we're kind of just filming stuff, and preferably when we're doing co-op stuff, so haven't got that competitive edge. We're just trying to kind of play and have a good time. I think that's nice.
And
sometimes
Dippers wants to DM some D&D.
That's fine.
I don't know if I want to do D&D on YouTube. There's plenty of people out there that do it miles better than we'd ever be able to do.
There's plenty of people out there there's plenty of people who do battle reports better than us, but we don't stop us. There's better people who do live shows than us. Jack said she would do Monopoly, absolute classic.
Oh no, Monopoly's too competitive.
I reckon Rich would be the worst person to play Monopoly against.
You don't want to owe me money.
Yeah.
What's my money?
Do you want to do a trade? No. 2,000. It's Old Kent Road. 2,500.
I owed him £2 for he picked up a token for me for what's the card collecting game that Warhammer did, AOS. So you went to Games Day and you bought one for me, and for ages afterwards I kept forgetting to give you this, and you're like, where's my £2? Where's my £2?
Hang on, Dave. Weren't you trying to tap me up for Mortal Realms money the other day?
I was I wouldn't mind, but you did turn up at my house and said, "Oi, Rich, Luke owes me money for this," and I'm like, "All right, Dave, it's none of my business."
£2 versus 40 quid.
No, £6 for a Mortal Realms episode.
Seven.
Mortal Realms and a mat.
Oh, you didn't mention the mat.
Yeah. He hasn't paid me for the mat yet. It's all right, I know where he lives.
He'll send the heavies around.
Who's Sam?
No, the tree ent. What's his name?
Treebeard. Oh, yes, I do. I said to remind me after work, and I'll send you the money.
Yeah.
And you forgot to.
Luke, do not make excuses.
For what? For being forgetful. You know how forgetful I am.
Yeah, I know.
But it goes both ways. Like the amount of times I forget when
people
forget. I forget people owe me money all the time. It's a good job that you're really on it with stuff. I got you them paying, so I was like, there you go, Rich. Like you paid me money before. It's like, what's that for? I owed you money. Did you?
Exactly.
Yeah, I forget. I forget both ways.
There you go.
Yeah. All we've got from that is I'm forgetful. And Rich is petty for £2.
I feel bad now. I was only saying it because it's like,
yeah, good work,
Rich
Dave.
said, don't owe me money. And I was like,
Good
I've
work,
got a
Dave.
story about that.
Good work, Dave. No, you don't look petty at all, Dave.
I don't look petty.
You're making the assumption that I mind that this has come out.
I merely apologise. I thought it'd be a funny story, and afterwards I
It's all
thought,
right, Dave. Don't worry. It's all good. Just drag my name through the mud. It's fine.
So when we play Monopoly,
I better not owe him £2. Yeah, be like, no, foreclosure on all of your hotels.
I'm going to bankrupt you and foreclose all your properties for land on his whole.
Now I'm thinking maybe we should play Monopoly now.
Yep.
Be like a family Christmas. We just end up in an argument. It was like, we'll get an hour and 50 minutes in because that's how long Monopoly normally takes.
And someone will flip the table.
And then
do you think? Do you think dippers would just get picked on?
No, dippers will use your silver spoon.
Dippers will have Mayfair. He starts with
he
a hotel on Mayfair.
Yeah.
He starts with hotels on everything.
Every card from Chances, your grandfather leaves you this.
I don't think you can say that.
I'm sorry.
Especially when he's not here to defend himself.
It's true.
Would he if he was here?
Probably not.
No, but I'd apologise to his face if he was here.
Well, it serves him right for not being here.
So when you're looking at starting King's of War, Dave, have you printed that army?
No, I was going to print an army, but then in the end, I've had for a long time I've had a hankering to buy some Raging Heroes models. They're really nice models, and I've got this kind of. I started doing it and got into my head that I was going to do an all-female Basilian army. So I'd already seen these models that I'm putting together.
What's Basilian?
It's like the super good guys of the Kings of War world. They're like angels and pious religious kind of cult. So they're The Paladin Foot Guard are literally paladins, and then I bought this model. This is a proxy, because one thing I like about Kings of War is you can just there we go.
Ooh,
you can proxy in any model you want. So that's a Raging Hero model. So I'm going to use them as my angels, Elohi as they're called, and it's all on bases. So I have printed the bases.
So a good thing about that
I designed that and 3D printed that.
Nice. You can just get those bases with the round holes in them and use like Age of Sigmar stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And
you can do.
And they've got rules for like lizard men and ghosts and.
So they capitalised on. They were doing their own thing, but then when Games Workshop kind of blew up Warhammer and became AOS, they released rules
5 years ago now.
Yeah, they released rules
anniversary
to accommodate those armies, so you can get Empires of Dust and Bretonnians under a different name. Obviously, they're not called Bretonnians. So you can just use your old models, and I've got some dwarves upstairs that I could use, but I just fancied building this army. And I say the models that I bought from Raging Heroes were so nice that I really wanted to own some, so found an excuse to buy some. And it's nice. I like to have a game that I can play
with your actual friend. And
with my actual friends.
I thought we were friends.
Well, I've known him.
How long have I got to know you till I'm your friend?
Well, you are my friend, but I've known him for about 27 years. So it's kind of he's my long-standing friend. So I don't know. I don't want to put you on tears. Just sort of saying that he's just a friend. It
sounds like you already have.
I enjoy gaming with. He's the one. Even when I was literally just playing Warhammer. Even when I was just playing Warhammer or 40k, it was kind of we just get together and play a game. I'd never used to play at a store or anything. So we're kind of long-standing gaming buddies. So I quite like having something
I hope you're very.
Because he's interested in that. So I like to have an army that I can play in a game that he's interested in. He plays Guild Ball. He started Guild Ball. He's played Judgment with me and stuff. So I try and
he played Gloomhaven with us.
Yes, yeah. So
going on with that? I thought we were playing Gloomhaven. We got halfway through a campaign.
There's a pandemic going on now. It kind of it staggered to a halt for briefly, and then never kind of restarted. I don't know why it stopped. To be honest, it must have been something that kind of stopped it. And then I was going to restart it and get it going again, and then it's like the entire country got locked down, or the entire world got locked down.
You play Gloomhaven, Rich?
No, never tried it.
It's good.
It is good. I will get it going again. We'll say once we're kind of able to move around again, I'll.
Did you kickstart Frosthaven?
I have kickstarted Frosthaven, yeah.
That looks good.
So I've got that coming. I was going to get some of because you can there's some additional content for Gloomhaven I was going to buy, but in the end I didn't.
Yeah.
See, I was a couple of extra missions at the end.
I was going to kickstart Frosthaven, but then you said, "Oh, I'm going to do it." So I was like, "Sound." It's a type of game you don't in a play group. You don't
need more than one copy, really. Yeah. I'm kind of glad in a way because I was going to buy the stickers, the reusable stickers, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't in the end. And I have kind of committed to the whole play style of Gloomhaven, and I'm tearing the cards up as we go and stuff like that, and sticking the stickers on.
That hurt you the first time.
I don't like. It's horrible. It's a game you paid for.
You've got to tear this card up. And we're like, "Come on, Dave, tear your card." Oh no, I'll just put it at the bottom. Like, tear that card.
So I did do it, and actually, it's kind of what I realised is it's 95 scenarios, and by the time you play through them all, you're never going to go back and play it again.
No, never.
So you play through it, and by the time you play through it, there's other stuff to play.
We only got like 4 in, didn't we?
4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah, I had that Elementalist, didn't I?
Yeah, you leveled up proper really quick. I don't know how you manage it. I think you generate experience like really fast in your character.
Yeah, I had a few lucky draws. And I think some of them up, yeah.
You about to say I think I was cheating or something? You're going to say that?
No, I don't think I was cheating. No, I had my secret mission that I'm flying through as well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I can't tell you what that is.
No, say I've still got mine as well. But yeah, kind of, I like games like that, and I like people versus AI. I mean, Dungeons and Dragons is great as well, but you've got the DM.
Never played it,
and you have to have a dungeon master. And I always feel like I mean, they probably are having fun, but they have a lot more work to do.
It's
you
a
can just
different
kind
kind
of
of
turn
fun,
up.
isn't it?
Is what?
It's a different kind of fun when you DM.
Yeah, it's different kind of fun, and you can do story building and world building, and you can kind of draw these people into the world that you want to create and all that kind of thing. But it's a lot of work, and it feels like you don't quite kind of get the glory. And it's kind of nice to have a shared experience where you're all playing as a group and
You
doing
say
something.
that. You say that, but I imagine doing a D&D, a successful D&D campaign is kind of a similar feeling that you get when you run like a successful event. Like when we run like tournaments and stuff, we don't play in them. We're there all day and we're not playing any games and that, but we're like, like we've created all this and we've had a great day and we can see all the pleasure everyone else is getting from it.
Yeah, and I think that's probably it.
Like a proud parent.
And that probably is it. I mean, I watch Critical Role. Well, I listen to it normally on podcasts, but there are videos of it as well. And I think the worry is you can always compare yourself to them. They are kind of they're professional voice actors anyway, and then they've got a really good dungeon master.
But that's his job, isn't it?
And well, it's not his job. It is his job now. But I mean, he's been a D&D player and a big fan of D&D since he's 13, 14, same as us, probably even younger than that.
I think I started when I was 16, 17.
Yeah, when I was 13, 14, playing at school and at school club.
Yeah,
I played lots of role playing games. Slay Industries.
I played a lot of role play when I was a kid.
Paranoia.
Paranoia. College.
There's various bits. Call of Cthulhu I played when I was younger as well, and things like that. Vampire Masquerade. So
see,
a
now
lot of stuff like that.
Cthulhu's never been something that I've been into. I get the whole premise of it, and I like the whole, pardon the 40k phrase, but it's very grimdark.
Yeah.
But it's never been my thing. I've had a lot of mates who have been into it, but it's never really grasped me.
Dave, give me a recommendation of a Lovecraft book to read. A short one.
Are you going to sit and read, Luke?
Not now. I can read.
I mean, I'd recommend Pickford's Model, just because I like it, and it's kind of it touches on
Oprah's book club.
it touches on his style of writing and the kind of implied horror and things like that, whilst not being particularly hard to get into at the same time. Because then you can get into some of his other stuff. I'm trying to think what.
Because I think I probably made an error in starting Call of Cthulhu. Is it Call of Cthulhu?
I don't think he's got a book called Call of Cthulhu.
No, it's called. What's it called?
Cthulhu Mythos. Cthulhu Mythos is just his entire thing.
No, I think it was called the Call of Cthulhu. I think.
I can't remember because I haven't read them in so long. I can't remember the names of the books. I just remember what happens in them. The only one that stuck with me is Pickford's Model. I've got a load upstairs. Well, no, probably not upstairs. Probably in the garage now. They're all kind of first editions and stuff that. There used to be a market man. There used to be a guy on the market who used to find stuff for me. He's actually he ran a bookshop in Leicester, but I went and asked him once about it, and then he basically every time I came back, he'd found some more books. I mean, The Shadow over Innsmouth is one that stands out. No, there is the Call of Cthulhu, which is one of his earlier books. So
The
Dunwich Horror. And I'd say the Pickman's Model is like a short story, so it's just a kind of short story segue into doing it. Or just buy one of his collections of short stories, because obviously the larger novels are going to have plot and stuff that you've got to follow, but there's the short stories just kind of give you snippets of what his world's like, and they can kind of introduce you to the reading or the writing that he does.
And that's the thing. If I got into the actual thing, because the world does fascinate me, and it does intrigue me with all the games and stuff like that. Like, I enjoy playing Cthulhu style games, but it's just, I think I probably started on the wrong book.
Well, yeah, I suppose it's one of his early ones. But the thing is, what he'll have done, he'll have built up a collection of short stories and literature that effectively would then be fleshed out into those novels. So I started off with collections.
Yeah. I imagine it's a similar way. is if you're what's it called? Say you want to start getting into Tolkien, is you don't start by reading the Silmarillion.
No, you read The Hobbit. Yeah,
exactly. So that's the thing.
I started with The Hobbit.
Yeah, you Hobbit, then Lord of the Rings, then you do the Silmarillion. But say someone.
I got halfway through. I got the Lord of the Rings took me like 3 sittings to get through the Fellowship, and then probably about 3 sittings to get through the Two Towers. But I never finished Return of the King.
Well, I'm currently rereading The Hobbit as we speak.
Yeah. The Hobbit was quality.
I love The Hobbit. I love
Return of the King. Literally, it lost me halfway through.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. But yeah, I like reading Tolkien. I always end up going back to him. You wouldn't have thought me being a bit of a Lord of the Rings fanboy, would you?
It's kind of a weird one for me because I do struggle with some of his writing. I love the films, but the book itself I sometimes find a bit of a harsh log, particularly the stuff around Tom Bombadil and there's like random segues where
I like the Tom Bombadil and Goldberry bit.
No. You can't literally you cannot sit and read Tom Bombadil in one sitting. You would lose your mind.
Yeah. That's it. There's whole sections of that book that I'm just kind of thinking I really kind of just wish I could skip this and go to the next bit.
It's literally when there's 4 pages of one song.
Yeah.
And you're like, nah mate, I'm out. I'm done.
Who would have thought we've turned this into a book club?
I told you this is Gigi Does Opera. You sit there and you try and read one of these songs and it doesn't rhyme. There's no tune, and you're just like, oh my god.
Well,
Why make it up? I'm reading a book to be inspired and to enjoy it, not to sit there and make it up myself.
He was a linguist, wasn't he? So that's one of the things where he pays a huge amount of attention to crafting the Eldar language, the Elf language, and the Dwarf language, and so he wants to use it at every opportunity and stuff like that. It's just kind of.
See, I wouldn't mind. I started watching the Tolkien film, and that lost me 10 minutes in.
I haven't seen that yet, to be honest. I was tempted by it, but
the guy out of Skins plays
Nicholas Lyndhurst.
Nicholas Lyndhurst, is it?
And that Rodney?
Yeah.
Nicholas Hoult.
Nicholas Hoult, there you go. I knew it was a Nicholas.
It's Rodney.
You plonker.
I knew it was a Nicholas. He plays Beast in X-Men.
Yes, he does, yeah.
I'll always know him as the guy out of Skins.
Skins.
I know him.
He probably gets that a lot, to be honest.
As the guy from Skins.
Yeah.
I'd probably be more willing to be the guy who boned Jennifer Lawrence, to be fair.
Did he?
Yeah. They dated for a while.
In real life?
Yeah, in real life. IRL.
Right. He's punching.
Sure. He is punching.
I don't think they're not together anymore. But,
I wouldn't have thought. Pretty hell.
He dated her for a while.
Fair play.
What?
Only time will tell if I've permanently changed Luke's opinion of Nicholas Hoult from being that guy from Skins to that guy that managed to punch above his weight.
That lucky bastard.
Sure. This has took a weird turn.
You read any good books recently, Rich? You're still going through the heresy?
To be fair, I'm still reading the Horus Heresy. I've just finished Master of Mankind. So if anyone who's read, honestly, amazing book. Really, really good.
I gave up on the Horus Heresy. I got so frustrated by the fact they never got to Terror. It just seemed like it was dragging on forever.
They've now got there.
I know. I've just recently found out they've done the Siege of Terror books now, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
See, the Heresy, I've got about 10 books in, maybe.
I was fairly committed. I think I was up to 14 or 15. There was they started doing collections of short stories, and I did a couple of those collections.
Yeah.
So I've done
and then one more book, maybe.
The Dark Angels one, the Alpha
Dark
Legion
Angels
one, the Admech one.
You could take the Dark Angels one completely out of the entire collection, and it just wouldn't make any difference.
You could take Dark Angels out of 40k, they'd be irrelevant.
Awkward.
That chaos thing.
Gotta love those robes, though. Gotta love those robes. Got some robed monks.
Yeah. But yeah, it's something I keep going back to, and that Flight of the Eisenstein's one of my favourite books. I love
Flight
that
of
one.
the Eisenstein is an amazing book, and
so Death Guard.
It is, and I've just got
the first 3 again because the first 3 were quite good.
Yeah.
And I quite like Fulgrim as well.
Fulgrim's good. That was a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I like those ones that are part of it. Like
descent into it, and the kind of the progressive fall. It's just the bits in between where it's just like.
Meanwhile, on another planet, doobie-doobie-doobie-doo, here's the Dark Angels fighting beasts. Doobie-doobie-doo.
Authors, we need another book. Go and write me something that's Horus Heresy related. They'll buy it.
Something that's 30k-ish.
Yeah, let's keep spinning it out.
Yeah, there's a couple of books that you go, this has nothing to do with it at all. There's, I can't remember what it's called, but there's one where the salamanders get lost on a death planet, and they literally spend like a book walking around fighting dinosaurs, and then literally they're like, yeah, cool, should we get back to the war then?
Back to the war we go.
And you're like, what is the point in this? What is the point in this book? But I'm on Garrow at the minute, which is Nathaniel Garrow, the Death Guard captain.
Was that an audiobook? Was it an audiobook originally?
It's part of it was an audiobook. So what they've done is they've collected all of the audiobooks and put it into a book.
Oh, okay.
And basically, I like that because that's him going around collecting all of the wayward sons of the other legions to basically go, right, we're off here now, and that's how they make the Grey Knights.
Mm. So I kind of figured that was going to be what happened with him.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's where he's going.
He's such an amazing character.
He was in Flight of the Eyes of Sun, wasn't he? Is that where he first appeared? Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he first appeared. Yeah. So they risked the travel back to Terra, and it's good. It's good. I think they're just quality books overall. To be honest, they've like the Black Library have gone out of their way to get some really good authors.
Mm. Have you? I bet the answer's probably no. Have any of you read any of the Age of Sigmar books?
No, I haven't. I wouldn't be averse to reading it.
The Realmgate Wars are quite good.
See, now I read a load of the books before it became Age of Sigmar, so I read a lot of the fantasy books, and I enjoyed those.
Yeah, I read. There's like the Time of Legends books, the series, like the Empire one with.
I'm still waiting for the third one, Dave.
The third Plague book.
No, Dave. You gave me the Sigmar. You were going to give me the book to see you later.
Gave you two books.
You gave me two, and you went, "Oh, I still haven't finished the third one. I'll let you have it when I'm done."
I'll have to find that then. I don't know where it is. It'll be in the garage somewhere.
That's an offer.
Yeah, it's the Sigmar ones.
No, I was reading the Elf Calidor and things like that. That was the last ones I was reading. I never finished the third one.
This has become just a proper book show. The End Times books were really good. Really enjoyed the End Times.
Yeah.
About Teclis who killed the world.
Nice. See, I read all the Malice Darkblade books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like those. Good. Yeah, I got the omnibuses.
Yeah, I've got all the omnibuses.
Gaunt's Ghosts.
Yeah, Gaunt's Ghosts.
Legendary.
Yeah.
Legendary.
I'll have to read some of this right now.
The Felix and Gottschalk books, you read much of those?
No,
I didn't. And yet I love Felix and Gottschalk. I used to have, they were kind of models, and I'm a big dwarf player.
See, can you not get them as audiobook now with
probably
Brian
Blessed?
Brian Blessed. Yeah. Brian Blessed.
I'd just buy that audiobook, even if I didn't like dwarves, just because Brian Blessed read me a story.
See,
Shout me a story.
Shout me a story.
Because what I've taken to doing is, because I can't go to the gym anymore, I've got some gym equipment in the garage. And obviously because there's no background music and things like that, I've started listening to audiobooks. Mm. So it's just a nice wind down after work.
Yeah.
Like, do some weights, listen to some audiobook. It's good. It's good times.
I went through a phase of I paint to audiobooks sometimes, but now I just watch battle reports and podcasts and stuff like that. But yeah, I used to audiobook it. Done most of the Wheel of Time series on audiobook while painting various stuff.
What's the Wheel of Time?
Oh, Robert Jordan. It's like a big, huge fantasy thing with about 16 books. Really, really good. Wheel of Time. Look at us. We're What intellectuals?
We're classy. We're really classy in this episode.
I spent much of my youth reading books and stuff.
Computers were
Tales,
invented.
Weird brag.
the Shannara Chronicles and
Computers weren't invented, Rich.
they were, but only just. I had a Spectrum 48K when I was young. When I was like 5 or 6 or something.
Did the printing press revolutionise it, Dave?
When I first started playing video games, you had a
The fact you call them video games.
Was it a video game? Did you have to type in "do this"?
No, but you had to insert a cassette and press play and record or something, and it was like it made noises and like the screen changed colour on the peripheral.
Was it like that was
eventually
like
the tape
Amstrad,
finished?
Weren't it?
Eh? No, it was a Spectrum. It was like an Amstrad, yeah.
Yeah,
Commodore
I think
64.
I had a Commodore 64.
You had to put tapes in, press play, and it played noise, and eventually, after about 5 minutes, the game would load. Or, if you hadn't set the volume just right, then the tape would finish, and the load screen would stay, and you just wouldn't actually load the game, and you've just wasted 5 minutes trying to get the game to load. I've been through the hard times of non-PlayStation world, and I don't want to go back to them.
All about the Switch now.
Like I had an Amiga as a kid, and they used floppy disks.
Yeah, I had an Amiga. I upgraded to an Amiga eventually.
Yeah,
Utopia on the Amiga is still one of my favourite games.
Nice. It's good.
In fact, I've got a copy of it, like a emulator now. So I haven't played it yet, but I've found a copy of it. I'm going to put on my PC upstairs and see if it works.
Strong.
Nice.
Well, that was a bit of a random segue.
Well,
that's going to be the most random segue of the night.
We sat there talking about books.
I tell you what, this structure thing is really working for us.
We did structure. We
did
sold
structure in the middle.
We sold Judgment. We sold Marvel.
Yep, we did.
I talked about Age of Sigmar. No mention of Alchemists. This is good. We're growing.
And yet, you had to go and mention Alchemists at the end.
We're growing as content creators.
Oh, actually, no, you did talk about Alchemists. You talked about Shepherds being another bad matchup for Alchemists.
But that wasn't even going into them that much.
It wasn't.
Don't give them a window. Don't give them a segue.
Don't give them a window. No. We'll segue out of that segue and into another segue.
Yes.
So what were you all reading for the book club? We're going to do a book club.
So what we're going to do?
So if you're doing a book club, you all have to read the same thing?
Well, yes,
we're going to reconvene in a week. Let's reconvene in a week, having read a book.
What book are we going to read? We need. I
can't commit to reading a book in a week.
Dave, don't you sit and watch videos for a job?
No, I sit and watch gas going in and out for a job.
You could read a book to that.
No, we're not allowed to read at work.
What do you mean? What are you allowed to do?
On a night shift, you can't read a book on a night shift because you might fall asleep. The whole point is you've got to be awake to watch the gas going in and make sure everything's going in right.
I thought gas was invisible.
It still operates at incredibly dangerous high pressures and requires controlling.
You got to control that gas, Luke. Cross your legs.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
This is the biggest. So you watching like things,
needles,
like and adjusting things.
Yeah, we any gas high pressure network operates in what they call a line pack. So a pipe has got a pressure range it operates in. So sort of 20 bar to 32 bar, or some of them operate between 20 bar and 50 bar. So you've got a range of gas, and so during the day people use that gas, and they use it quicker than we can put it into the system. So it's not instantaneous. If you turn your gas on, you're using gas that's stocked in the pipe, not gas that's pumping from somewhere. So during the day we let that pressure deplete, and then overnight we restock it. So overnight we're making sure that everything's restocked to the right levels.
Yes,
in order for people to have gas the next day.
Nice.
And also we're monitoring for faults on the equipment. So if an equipment starts leaking or pressures go wrong or start going out of control, then we call somebody out to go and fix it.
I had a gas leak at my house, and it's efficient.
Although to be fair, we wouldn't attend gas leaks at people's houses because you're down at 21 millibar. We're up to.
No, I'm not saying you
bar.
turned up on my house, Dave.
No. We wouldn't have sent anybody. Either,
Rich, you owe me £2.
Somebody would have.
I'm not fixing your gas until you pay me.
I just didn't want to take the credit for sending an engineer out to you, Rich, when I didn't do it.
Sod him, he still has £2. Let him burn.
Let him burn.
You'll think next time you borrow money from me.
However, if the entirety of Nuneaton ran out of gas, then that might be my problem. Might be my fault.
I don't think. Yeah, we have gas here.
Bedworth's only just had fire, so they haven't got gas yet.
we still point
invented the wheel.
We do. We still point at planes. Do you reckon this is probably us done now?
I think we might have run out of things to talk about.
I think we were done like 10 minutes ago. We just need to pick a book for book club.
We need to pick a book.
Right.
Dave.
This is it. Anyone who's still watching, read the book with us, and we'll have you on in a week's time.
Is anybody still watching?
Yeah, there's people watching now. What book? We need a short story.
Literally, let's read it. Let's read a short story, and then we'll get viewers on next week to talk about
Pickman's Model.
Pick a what?
H.P. Lovecraft, Pickman's Model. Told you needed to read it anyway.
All right, let me write it in my work notepad.
How many pages is it?
I love that awful green tea is enjoying the book club.
Pickman's what?
Model, yeah.
Is that where you got your inspiration to be a model? From Pickman?
No. Although, considering it, well, I won't spoil it.
Don't spoil it.
Read it. It wasn't where I got my inspiration for being a model.
Yes, actually, yeah. Richard Felix, yeah. Richard Felix. Oh, what's it called? The Ghost book. What is a Ghost by Richard Felix?
What is a ghost?
Is it called What is a Ghost? Something like that. It's about what is a ghost. it's a bit. Oh, I can't remember. It's all about like ghosts and like supernatural and everything like that. It's actually quite a good book. So Pickman's Model by H.P. Lovecraft, and it's a short story.
Yeah,
brilliant. I wonder if I can get it on audiobook. Rich, are you currently on Amazon trying to buy it? Are we really going to do this?
Let's do it. No, I think we should do it. It'll be the strangest GG content ever.
I'm betting on it being the lowest viewed video we ever produce.
Oh my god, this is going to be the easiest thing ever. It's an audio book. It's currently on YouTube and it's 40 minutes long.
Strong. Let's go.
Let's put it on now. We could do it like you do the commentary pages where it's like GG reacts, and we'll have it in the background as all go. Oh yes, I'll see what they did there. You need to get a beard, man.
I shaved it off a couple of days ago. So, right, fine. Literally, you've got no excuse not to listen to a 40-minute novel.
No, I suppose not.
Novella.
I read it in my youth. So
there we go. Right.
Is it a novella, a short novel? Or did I make that up?
No, novella's a thing.
Excuse me.
Right, fine. So any viewers still watching, listen to it and we'll review it next week.
Pickman's Ghost by H.P. Lovecraft. Fucking up.
Oh, that's number two.
Past the watershed.
H.P. Lovecraft was like a notorious racist, so me yeffing and jeffing a little bit.
Are we saying that I'm going to have to stop watching?
Say that.
Stop. What?
You're not
no, don't tell me that.
Racist.
You can say he's a racist. I just don't want to hear it. So I have to stop reading him then, don't I?
No, you don't.
You take him off his time, I suppose.
It was of the time. It was of the time.
It is.
But he was.
There you go. Right.
Wow.
Sorted.
Blimey.
Homework
That
next
was...
week.
Welcome back.
I could do it while doing me gore grunters.
Honestly, nowhere in the plan that we had for this episode did we go, hey, let's start a book club.
But saying that, I do want to get back into reading the Horus Heresy.
You should.
I should. I think the last one I read was.
We'll start with Pickman's Model, and then we can move on to the Horus Heresy.
What book did I?
I'd read them again. I'd happily read them again.
I don't want to read all 20 again, but I might restart if I can work out where I stopped.
The first one is like.
Is that Galaxy in Flames? Is that the first one?
No, Horus Rising. Horus Rising.
Horus Rising, then Galaxy in Flames.
Galaxy in Flames.
It's like the first four are like a lot awesome.
Oh!
What is wrong with me? Sorry.
The first 4 or 5 is where it really kicks off.
Yeah,
and
then I got up to Admech, I think.
Yeah.
When did Titan or something, or Titanicus? That was one, wasn't it?
You're further on than me.
Yeah.
There was like time battles, and then I can't think what else I kind of read. Maybe Iron Hands, or maybe that was one I didn't get. It basically got to the point where they were charging £10 a book, adding like artwork in to justify the £10, and then not doing ebooks, or doing ebooks for almost the same price. And I was like, I'm just bored of paying £10 to read the latest.
Which one's after Admech, Rick?
Reskin.
I'd have to find out for you, mate. I don't know it off by heart, but I've got them all on book. I've got the paperback of all of them. So.
Oh, Adam didn't hear what book we said over the air compressor. Right, so Adam, your homework this week.
Should you choose to accept it?
No, you need to, because you're in the group chat with us.
Literally, we'll bring you in, and you can discuss it with us. Anyone who reads or watches, it's a 40-minute book on YouTube. It's Pickman's Model by H.P. Lovecraft. That's I can banner it. You can put the link in.
No, I can just banner it.
Yeah, there you go. Anyone who watches it can join in the chat next week to review the book.
I ain't put a space between H and P.
GG, but...
There we go. Pittman's... Right, get rid of that one.
GG Book Club.
There we go. We've got it. So, that is your homework. Like, subscribe and obey, and that's your homework. No good air compressor still going. Read it, Adam.
It's written on the page, mate.
Can you read?
No, the air compressor's too loud for him to read.
It's like when you turn your radio down to park your car.
Legit. Yeah, right, I need to concentrate, shut my windows and turn the radio down. We've got this.
Yeah.
I'm quite looking forward to that. I might listen to that before bed.
Hopefully it holds up, to be fair, because I haven't read it for a number of years now.
I'm going to start it before bed.
It's 40 minutes, Rich.
Yeah.
I've got work tomorrow at like 6:30, so I'll probably...
Are you allowed to listen to audiobooks at work?
No.
You can't look up from painting. You're still playing Captain Marvel?
Adam, we'll drop it into the group chat for you, mate.
Next week is going to be the most bizarre thing ever if we do it.
Yeah.
We've got to do it now. We've said it.
Okay, the schedule for next week looks like Guild Ball, start of the week.
Guild Ball will be on Thursday. So
we record Guild Ball on Thursday.
So if we do a live chat, it'll be earlier on in the week.
Are you not recording on Monday?
I don't know.
I just thought because that's been lockdown. That's been lockdown easy, isn't it?
The 4th. Actually, yeah. I'm forgetting my days.
Saturday.
4th is it Saturday?
Saturday's the 4th. It's our Independence Day.
I thought it was Monday.
Saturday's the 4th. Today's the 1st.
No, Saturday is the 4th.
Today's the 1st.
Yeah.
And it's Wednesday?
So Saturday, I think, isn't that when restrictions are eased then? The 4th of July?
Yeah.
Yes.
So in theory, any point from there then onwards, we can start recording.
This is it. Exactly.
We probably want to try and get a few recordings in.
Yeah.
As soon as we can, in case lockdown is reimposed.
Hey, then we can get like a classy thing. We can get some winged chairs and sit round and have a book club.
We need a pipe. Sit there.
Only we can't because we can't have all 3 of us there at once.
If we sit in the garden, we can.
We could sit in the garden. Yeah.
We can get 3 deck chairs all a metre apart.
I want a winged chair. Smoking jacket and a pipe and so.
Yes, of course.
Welcome to Gigi Reads.
I'm going to let you in on the thing. I've never been to a book club, so I don't know what's discussed.
I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't either. So we can just wing it, can't we?
So
Yeah.
did you like the book?
Do some research.
Yeah, it was all right. What we're doing next
Has it
week?
got you into Lovecraft?
That could be the awkward thing. Is
Are you ready for Call of Cthulhu?
Do we all hate
I didn't
it?
really enjoy it. Yeah.
Do we all hate it? Yeah, it's crap.
So what we're going to do? Put names in a hat to who picks the next book.
I think
As long as nobody picks anything too big, I don't want to have to try and commit to reading a tome.
the Bible. My choice is the Bible.
Let's see how next week goes first before we start committing to running it as a series.
See, we wanted more content.
Dave, you said we need to diversify.
Everything
so we're
is
going away
content,
from gaming and we're going to a book reviews.
Dave, you need to get us a new round of T-shirts with GG Book Club on.
Oh, we could be the bookworms. The
I'll
GG
fire up
bookworms.
Inkscape right now and start on that now.
Are you gonna?
I'm sure I can
Like
find
the
something.
GG logo with an open book.
That would be
maybe.
amazing.
No, I'm sure
Oh!
think of something.
I've thought of swag. GG bookmarks.
I've got to see if that's a thing now. Custom bookmarks.
This has gone downhill.
Right, if we've got custom coins and custom widgets, we could get an acrylic bookmark. Also,
You don't want an acrylic bookmark. It needs to be thinner than acrylic.
MDF.
No.
Somewhat floppy. You want a leather one?
Yeah, we want like a leather.
A leather one, classy. If you want to go classy in our winged
We've
chairs.
got to go
club.
classy. Yeah.
Oh, could we get GG book covers? So it looks like we're all reading GG books, so like a book sleeve thing.
like a dust cover.
Yeah, like a dust cover like the old people have on the sofas.
That's something different.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You can get leather bookmarks personalised.
This
New
is
GG
ridiculous.
swag.
Hey, welcome to the
whoa.
GG Master. Welcome to the GG Masters. Here's your bookmark.
Hey, the thing is, we broke the mold by
making
doing
the
GG
coins.
coins.
Yeah. Now every
So-
Tom, Dick, and Harry wants a
Now-
slice of it.
Now every Guild Ball channel is going to be doing GG. Is going to be doing bookmarks.
Yeah, both of them are trying to do it.
There
That's
you go.
none of my business. Yeah, we've done it first. Yeah, the amount of people who have messaged us. Oh, where'd you get your coins? Where'd you get this?
Yeah.
And we were the first ones who've done the tapping pass templates. We invented them.
We did invent the tapping pass templates.
Yeah. Heresy.
It is.
Horus heresy. So I do hope we have multiple people who have read Pickford's
Honestly,
model.
I hope,
Pickman's model. It's written in front of me. I've just called it Pickford's model.
honestly, I hope people watch this. Not obviously, it doesn't have to be live, but if people watch this and then listen to the book, I'll be amazed.
So if anyone watches this, then you can message any of us.
And message any of us. Message the GG on Facebook.
Or put in the comments of this video that you want to be in on the video.
And we will send you the link to join the chat.
I don't care if there's 50 people in this thing we're all going to discuss. Oh, and Dave, as our resident Lovecraftian, you can read your favourite chapter of the book to us. Read.
You can tell us if we've got the message right.
So with the metaphor of Pickman's, the ghoul wasn't actually real.
Hang on, I'm busy trying to...
You will find that you were the ghoul all along.
Dave, you need to wear glasses and do that. Well, actually, I think you'll find.
How many people are watching us? Because we've gone off the rails.
Five.
Like,
Well, actually, you know, we said about 40 minutes ago, I think we're done.
yeah.
We're like 45 minutes on from that. We've now put up a banner. We've set homework for next week.
Like,
I think
I know our content is weird at times, but this is a new low for us.
a low. This could be the start of something beautiful. We could do
Dave's designing a bookmark.
Oh, you actually doing? Dave, share your screen, put your bookmark up.
Hang on.
He's doing it. And then once we should read like a really like a mainstream book like 50 Shades, and then come back and feedback on what it is.
Oh no, dude! Me and you should read something completely different. Did you guys get this same thing on this page?
This metaphor. Look, you're reading the Nuts magazine. Dave, you're going to share your screen. Have you nearly designed a bookmark?
He's ordered them. They're on the way.
Bing bong, they're here. Oh, hang on, I can put the screen on. Oh.
There we go. That looks classy.
That does look classy. Oh, I like the distressed GG logo.
You stay classy, GG.
It says red leather, but it's not showing me the leather colour on this on that side.
I
Nice.
like that.
Only one colour on the back. Black leather backing.
Legit.
Lying against some books.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! That'd look good on a Lovecraft.
It's an audio book, Luke.
It's all right.
Yeah. Honestly, I hope at least one person does this. It'll make it all worth it.
That's in 5 minutes.
Nice.
If
Good work, Dave.
Dave, I've just been sent some. Someone's put on like one of the local Facebook pages saying, "Has anyone else's gas gone off?" I said, "Is this your fault, Dave? Should you be at work?"
No, thankfully not. I was working this morning.
Oh, so you might not have filled it up, and the gas has gone off.
Oh, there's plenty of gas when I left. More likely a local issue. Brilliant,
Dyson Fury. So definitely have time to join the book. This is going to be brilliant. Dyson Fury, if you can't get a chance to do it on your next Guild Ball video, just talk about it. This could be the new thing we're going to do. As many content creators could just start talking about Pitman's model. This is going to be amazing.
I'm slightly worried about the expectations you're setting for this year, so to be fair, Luke.
Dave, no, I think you should be worried that you've gone, that's a brilliant book.
I didn't say it was a brilliant book. I said I enjoyed it when I was young.
I feel you're backpedaling now, Dave.
Possibly have, because you're building it up a lot.
Dave, you're currently searching bookmarks.
Well, it's just because I like doing custom swag.
Well, welcome to our Guild Ball tournament. Here
I need to start on the GG Masters belt design as well, just in case we are able to get it going.
That's true.
We've got loads to do. We're all busy at the moment.
We need to get some bookmarks, Luke, because then me and you can read on the plane to Austria.
You can custom design your own bookmarks then.
Realistically, Rich, you know we're just going to be sat on a plane playing Switch. We're playing Mario Kart against each other.
Yeah, definitely. It's true.
That's all we're going to be doing, realistically.
Definitely.
We should get Smash Brothers.
Yeah, there is that. Nice.
Right, we really are running out of things to say now. And we're talking about plans for holiday.
It's not holiday, it's work.
It's work.
It's for GG.
Work.
Hey, we've listened to your advice. I'm not going to get drunk while I'm commentating. Not really.
After. Get drunk after.
Yeah, after each round. Anyway,
if a man gets drunk while he's TOing, I don't think he.
No.
He's going to stop himself while he's commentating.
I'm usually hungover when I'm TOing. Remember that one when I was barefoot, when I had to sleep on the stage and told people to leave me alone when it had rules queries?
Yes.
Anyway,
Left me to do the TOing. Luke had a nap.
Good, and I was just walking around with barefoot going, oh, my head. I'd had my flip-flops on and I'd left them somewhere in the room. I was like, I don't know where they are. I've just gone around barefoot in it, man.
You did.
I was classy.
Nice and
I was
safe.
Yeah, still tickets left to the Masters. Anyway, thank you very, very much for watching. I think that's a very good place to finish it.
That's a good place to leave it.
Please read Pickman's Model by H.P. Lovecraft.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and obey, and ring the bell.
And looks like we're going to see you next week for the inaugural episode of GG's Book Club.
We need a name. We always like a pun.
GG reads. I can't think of a pun right now.
Yeah.
We'll come up with a pun. We'll brainstorm a pun before next week.
Right then.
Oh, and right. Sorry, I'm the one.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Double wave.
No, you're not Latham. Stop that now.
Sorry.
Single wave.
Single wave.
Stop using Latham's
tech.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
We'll catch you guys next
Thanks,
time.
bye.